Ahead and
Yep,
start recording.
we're rolling.
All right, cool. And welcome back. When we last left off, I believe everyone was on the set arena all together, which is a rare occasion in the game. But yet the crew had just dealt with a sticky situation with Dr. Lark, who was no longer with us, and also had found out that uh, Gray had found himself in a sticky situation and is sort of out of order at the moment. At the same time, a signal came across the bridge where everyone had collected to hear Warden Stike's message saying that he was concerned about the impending arrival of an unidentified Wayland ship that seems to have an interest in something called Project Ironfish, and they're expected to arrive imminently in the next couple of hours. And Stikes is not happy about it and wants the crew of the Set Arena to make good on their deal to help him deal with Flo Wicks before they arrive. Speaking of making good with deals, the strange life form that has been referred to as the Perfected have also made a deal, mainly with Captain Luger, that their discovery of the 26 Draconis strain should lead to them making more of it and to return it to the beating heart of Erebos in short order, or there will be consequences. So I think that catches everything up. I'm going to activate set arena map where everyone is currently. And yeah, you just had been contacted by Sykes, given the ultimatum, and we'll start off from there. I don't think I have any horse in this race to NPC, so it's all you.
All right, what's the plan, gang?
Uh,
For my part, I think we should probably give up on repairing the set arena now. Given that we got this Wayland ship again.
Yeah. I wonder how many personnel are on board that ship. Can we try and reach them with the comms?
Luger?
Luger, is that possible?
I can certainly try. I don't know how if the comms are still functioning on this ship, as it's in the process of becoming some organic being, apparently. But I can certainly give it a try.
Yes, please. We need to know what we're dealing with.
Yeah, ideally.
Well,
You head over to use the comms.
Well, I figured I'd have to go up to the bridge.
I think you all are on the bridge.
Oh, okay. I was just figured we were on deck C.
Oh, wait, sorry. I put you on the wrong map. One moment.
Oh,
this is the map.
All right.
Yep. Outside is the the malfunction, maladjusted body of Lark, just outside the bridge.
Right. Oh, I see. There she is. Right. So do I need to make a contact for?
Well, I'm gonna say you probably can just, without making a roll. You're pretty comfortable with your systems on the ship, and you can try to make a generic hail without making a roll.
All right. Well, first I want to investigate. Are the controls still functioning on the bridge, other than being able to make the ship move?
All the systems on the bridge still seem to be functioning normally, but again, that shows that the ship cannot, like the drive is down and
Yes.
still needs to be juiced up.
Okay. And then can I, with any sort of scanners, can I detect any incoming vessels?
Yeah, you can make a contact roll for that. The +1 since you're familiar with the system.
All right.
While she's doing that, I want to take some samples from Lark's body. I think I've got like little vials and stuff with my CBRN kit.
Okay. So Luger, you are successful. You start to you sit down at the console that has the sensors controls at it. You're trying to search for anything within the system that you can detect. You detect two things. First, you do get a transponder signal ping from a ship that just comes up as Wayland 1A. And it seems to be about 2 hours out based on its current speed and trajectory. The second thing you get is a large, basically a radar ping in sort of the opposite direction, like adjacent to your orbit to Ablassen, is a large, what seems to be geographical mass. And it also seems to be on a slow trajectory in your direction.
Well, that's new information.
That was that mass that I would have thought. Didn't Drabowski tell him about it? What we found in the black hole?
I don't remember. I don't think you had the ability to speak over radio. I think they were in the Chiron at the time.
Okay.
Right. Well, I'm gonna get on the comm. This is the U.S. CSS Saturina, contacting Wayland 1A. Do you copy?
Okay, at first, you get a little bit of static. You hear sort of like a feedback loop sort of sound. A little bit of indistinct, what you think might be chatter. But then you get a notification of a text signal coming through, and this comes across the screen on your console. Let me know if you see the
I
message.
see it, yeah.
And instead of 2 Erebos, it's 2 Saturina. And then instead of 6 hours, it says like 2 hours.
Yes. Transmit
all the-
encrypted data designation Ironfish. Is that formed in a request?
That's exactly how it says.
All right. Well,
What
I
does
will.
it say?
Go ahead.
What does it say, Luger?
It says, aware of our situation, expediting a rescue team. So they are here to rescue us. So they say, arrival within 2 hours, absolute highest priority. Awaiting my verification. But Then they ask, transmit encrypted data designated ironfish. Does anyone know about
That's
the data? Does anyone
That's-
have it?
That's the exact message that I was shown by Warden Stikes in his office, word for word, verbatim.
The ironfish data is what was on that drive I took from Mother, but it fell out of my suit pocket.
It fell out. How? When?
Yes.
Not sure. When we got back to the ship here, it was no longer in my pocket.
You don't have to humor her.
Yes. Yeah, don't humor. She refused to search. She refused to show us. She's, yeah, it's beyond that. We're beyond this now. Oh.
Well,
So,
I will.
Didn't
Sorry.
didn't your team also find some ironfish data in
Right.
the lower decks of the Airbus?
Are you speaking to Luger?
Yeah.
I've not seen anything about ironfish. We found the daughter servers. One was compiling a coordinate to somewhere very, very distant. And the other, sorry, out of character, I completely forget what it was doing.
Oh, hold on one second.
Why do I forget that?
And there was something that was going to process within like 5 hours of you being there.
That was the coordinates. I'm pretty sure.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, one second. I gotta.
Compiling data on Chronos. This is what I have. Two things that would be available in 7 hours, and the other one was Clerk's Notes and Ironfish.
Yep, that's what it was.
It said it was what? Sorry, your audio broke up a bit.
Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, one of them was the data on the Chronos. That was what was compiling, and it said it would be done at that point in 7 hours. And then the other mainframe was 2 folders, Clerk, his information, like his notes, and then Ironfish. It said communications or something.
I'm sorry, your audio's still breaking up for me. Some clerk and his notes on ironfish, and then something what?
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to fix my mic. Go ahead.
So yeah, there were 2 different bits of information on the daughter servers. I remember now that she said it. The clerk's notes had been compiled in full, the ones that you had been finding, at different locations of the station, and the other one had to do with Project Ironfish, but you never really got into that.
We couldn't. From what I recall, we couldn't access anything because it either wasn't done, or our Comtech rolls were not good enough. I can't remember.
Yeah, so whichever one, it was unavailable to you at the time from that location.
And considering it was me rolling, I'm going to think the latter. I couldn't roll high enough to get anything.
Drobakowski, how did you know that data disk that I retrieved from the med unit was in the med unit? How are you
In the med.
aware of that?
We found it in Mother.
Preemptively? You found it in Mother? No,
And
no, we found the disk and the notes on the shelf in the med unit.
That was
She was-
about Draconis.
That was the Cronus strain?
Yeah, what you
Oh,
found
I was standing in the corner when you found it.
when you guys were in the Mother, the mainframe with the liquid pool of coolant that Drobakowski
That I
had.
jumped into.
Yeah, that's where we found it.
Oh.
It was stashed in a little thing underneath the chair that the dead body was in.
So, okay. So in the med unit, when I used a story point to follow Drobakowski's gaze to the bookshelf where I retrieved a notepad and a disc, what was on those 2 items?
The Webb's notes were the doctor's notes were in the notebook, had something to do about developing the 26 Draconis for purity and also for viral, uh, uh, sort of like a viral weapon. And also, the disc had the the process of doing it in the lab.
Okay, so that disc I gave to Burger. So Burger, do you still have that disc
That's inserted in the terminal in the med lab.
in the med lab? Okay. I was getting the two Draconis strain in that disc confused for the last few sessions. Okay. I
Well, we need
understand
to go
now.
back to the med lab anyway for me to formulate the strain.
By the way,
Uh,
for you, Burger, when you went to study Lark's body, backing up, did she give any of you anything, a vial of anything, at any point?
Yeah, I've got the vial of the blood that they found on the cube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you already have the pure version of the 26 Draconis in a vial.
I do. Yes.
When you examine her body, all you really see is, like you've noticed that strangely her android body seems to have morphed into some sort of like bioorganic hybrid of her body, which seemed to have been transforming into something more monstrous than just a regular human. You could tell by the elongated arms and legs, the hands that almost like started turning into claws. Um, her suit has been stretched beyond. Actually, I don't think she had her suit on. Yeah, and
Yeah, she had the suit on.
Yeah, 'cause it was like the arms were stretched out and stuff by the end.
We were
that's
trying to attack it at the seams.
because I don't see it in your inventory.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not sure where. What? Yeah, I know. Like at the end, she was wearing it because that was like the big issue for the rest of the crew was actually hitting her.
yeah,
Okay.
she was wearing it.
So let me just gonna change something here. I thought there was an extra suit in storage, but it's not. So
Which is interesting. Like, I guess we should have. We probably could have role played. Like, why are you still wearing that suit? You're an android. What the heck?
yeah,
Why are you too frustrated to take your suit off?
Yeah, what's wrong with you? You're acting weird.
Whole conversation with like David, why are you wearing a suit? You don't breathe.
Yeah. To
So-
make you comfortable, but we're inside.
the so the other thing you notice is that the suit is technically ruined now. Like her growth had broken the seams on it.
Yeah.
The air that was in it had leaked out, and then all that's left is what she was carrying. She had a few items: remix pistol, bolt gun. Unless you guys took that already.
No, we didn't.
I can't remember.
Pick
I am
up
wielding a
anything
bolt
from
gun at the
her.
moment, but I think I already had that from the weapons locker.
Yeah, I already have a bolt gun too. So there's just a. Oh, did Andy? I think Andy took the bolt gun.
I did not.
No.
No.
Well, what about Alex? It was Alex then. Was it Alex? The
He was given one out of weapon storage.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry.
so
The
there's
original
just a
bolt
gun on the
gun.
ground.
Yeah, no, I don't have one. I have a cutting torch.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to say for ease of not confusing things or adding to inventory that all that stuff is probably either, useless because it had been damaged in the fight, so that, she technically doesn't have anything of good use except for a pouch that seems to have some pills and some medication.
Oh yeah, we'll probably need that.
Do you have any never sleep pills?
Yep, she has a dose of Never Sleep, a dose of sedative, personal med kit. Well, she has 2 personal med kits, and a Seeks and PDAT.
A dose of sedative. Yeah, I'll take that.
Ajiri's taken the sedatives.
Yeah.
We've
Is
been
it
up for like
injectable or
24
is it-
hours, haven't we?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We've been up for
Is it
just over
pills
24
or-
hours.
All right. Ajiri is like uber encumbered now.
I know. Captain Luger, this message that was relayed to us, it's word for word verbatim from what was on Warden Stike's terminal when he showed it to me. Is this a normal way for ships to communicate with each other, even though they're only 2 hours out?
It would be perhaps if their comms are not working. I got static.
So if the signal was too weak, they could
Yeah.
only possibly send pre-recorded messages.
Yes, but
We kept hearing the heart on the comms, so maybe that's interfering with regular comms.
But why wouldn't they update the messages? It's the same message from what was shown to me 6 or 7 hours ago.
Maybe it's Mother sending it. AIs won't alter the message.
But surely, 2 hours from arrival, they would have woken up by now. It would not just be running on autopilot.
Hey, that's a good point.
Well,
Yeah,
either
well-
way, I think they're our only way out of here.
yeah, but the other thing that occurs to me here is like transmit encrypted data designated Ironfish, as if that was one of our job parameters. Like
Yeah,
until I
you're
saw
right.
this message, I'd never heard of this before. So
Yeah, why would they send that to us?
yeah, are we the intended recipients of this? Have I just intercepted something that wasn't intended for our eyes? So if I acknowledge
So-
receipt of this, do I sign our death warrant?
Well, even if we're not the intended recipient, if we can get our hands on the Ironfish data and hear a version of the Draconis strain, then that's our ticket out of here.
Exactly. We know how the company operates. We might as well try to complete the objective before they get here. We don't want to risk them just driving on by.
But that information was lost on this disk,
They're
and we were unable to get any information from the Dodger servers.
Yeah, well, you didn't necessarily have the science team down with you. So if we head back there with us mighty big brains, then we can get it for you.
is the ship is decelerating? Is it coming into orbit? Can you tell from the computer terminal?
Can I, Sean?
You can tell that it's definitely, it's sort of not it's not traveling in a way that it's going to go by you. It's definitely like at a course and speed that seems to indicate that it's going to arrive and probably stay in the vicinity of Erebos.
It seems to be decelerating. I suspect it's going to orbit.
Okay, so
All right.
that means
Let's-
Well, I will acknowledge receipt of message.
okay.
You want to make a observation roll, Andy?
Sure. I'll attempt to. Hey.
All right. So when you did your original sensor sweep, you were sort of focused on the transponder signal, but other data was coming in, like sensor pings for radar and whatnot. That's how you kind of could tell that large geographic mass that was moving. And something just you just kind of thought, don't know why it came to your mind, but you realize a little bit of radar data came back with that signal from the Wayland ship that didn't quite sit right in your brain. So you look back at the screen and you're looking at the calculated mass tonnage of the ship, and it is huge. Like way bigger than the Seterina or anything you would expect to be sent as a rescue.
Hang on a second. This rescue ship is gigantic. It's not
What?
it's not your average sort of salvage ship. It dwarfs the Santorina by a
Is it
long shot.
military?
I
Is
don't
it
know. There's no
paramilitary?
indication, but this is not. This
Yeah,
is
it's gotta
anything
be
other
right.
than.
How many ships does Wayland have? I mean, it must be. There must be some way to. Someone must know that information on here.
Yeah, but there's no transponder to indicate anything about it, other than it's only my radar data that's giving me this indication.
Outside of character, Sean, would there be, like, in the alien universe, are ships constructed primarily on Earth
Kind of all over, basically.
and all over? So is it possible for ships to be built in secrecy?
Sure, absolutely, especially when Wayland's concerned.
I was about to
Oh,
say,
okay.
we're talking Wayland. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what should we? If it's military, it must be military. That it has to be a ship that big that you're describing. It's unheard of. I've never even heard of a ship like that before.
It says aware of our situation. Wonder if they're also aware of these coordinates being compiled for someplace outside of known space.
Hey, you
Is
know what
this-
kind of ship you need for going to coordinates outside of known space?
Exactly, something that's
Massive,
not
huge
small.
colony ship.
So is this a rescue? They're not intended to take us back anywhere. This ship is going on further. This is a stopping point.
Captain, you're jumping to a lot of conclusions here. I think we just need to trust the process and complete our mission. I don't think we should be so concerned with the company's motivations, but that is not to say we stick our heads in the sand. You know, we obviously need to meet our end of the bargain to get out of here, but I don't think we should be so concerned. That's just my professional opinion.
What? This has
Yeah,
to concern
annoyingly.
us getting home. What are you talking
Yes,
about?
and surely they will come pick us up as long as we, meet our end of the deal. We need to go back
Why
and
is there
find
a
this
deal
Iron Fish
in the
data.
first place? That's the whole point of this conversation. Why is there a deal in the first place if they're a rescue? I mean, international
worked with the company
laws
before.
dictate that it's required for rescue to come without any incentive. That's illegal. They can't come and rescue us by demanding something in return. That is highly illegal. It doesn't make any sense. What you're saying doesn't make any sense. This is grave concern for us. My friend, I think you're tired. I know that this has been, quite an eventful
No,
journey.
I'm with Navarre here, as odd as that sounds. I think it's kind of irrelevant what the situation is with them requesting stuff. Let's get the data just to be sure. And besides,
You know that
that's
Thank
what
you,
we're finding
Professor.
here. Is the most...
the
Yeah,
situation
You're welcome.
situation is dire when Berger agrees with Navarro on anything.
Exactly. It's opposite day.
Well, Berger, I know how obsessed you are about this strain. I think it's blinding you again.
You're not blinding me. This is the most important discovery mankind's made in a long time, if ever. Besides,
Don't
I'm
you
not
want
sure
to
if
get?
you... Don't I want to
Don't
get
you
off?
want to get home?
Yeah, of course I
Yeah.
do. But,
Well, that's our ticket.
yeah, it is our ticket. So let's
we
go
could
get...
use these pods. We could probably even board them, and at least I feel like I should at least make some kind of contact with them.
Let's board them
This-
with
this
the
is
things
just-
that they want.
Okay, well, what's Alex doing?
Alex is just kind of looking at you guys like you guys are crazy.
Here's what we do. Let's go down to the med lab. I'll whip us up a nice batch of Draconis strain, like Mama used to make. and then we'll go down to the comms array wherever you were in the lower decks. See if we can get the data on Ironfish that way, and then go somewhere as safe as you can for pickup.
Why would a colony ship want the Dracronus strain? I mean, you're none of you are making any sense.
Well, maybe the colony ship doesn't. I mean, they will because it's run by Wayland, and this is priority one for the company right now.
No,
But
no,
well,
you
the
guys are
important
just talking out your asses.
the important thing that you're forgetting, Jerry, is that the heart, or whatever we want to call it, is demanding the Draconis strain, or it will destroy us all. So, I
Yes,
think
I'm sorry. Yes.
I want some leverage.
Okay, well that's you go ahead and do that.
Right.
I appreciate I appreciate that. You're the only one capable of being able to do this for us. At least we can. You're
So
right.
the question
we can
is,
use this as
do
some
we all want to go
leverage.
do we all want to go together to the med lab, or do we want to split up again?
I'd like to stay here and try and wait for a signal from them. Are you talking about splitting up, like leaving the ship?
Well, we need to go to the med lab, and we need to go to the comms array. Is it the comms array, Luger? Where were you when you? Oh, sorry, the daughter servers.
Yeah, hold on. Let me call up the map and I'll tell you.
Remember that you had to go a deck.
It had to be daughter because mother is where we found the first drive, and I jumped into the coolant.
Out of character. Deck G had a ladder that led to the comms tower in Deck H, which seemed to be separated from the rest of Deck H.
Yeah, I remember that. There's an airlock docking area on G, which is not too far from it. I'm not really interested in traversing through this whole place, running into all kinds of strange creatures, but that minimizes what we have to do. I assume we can dock with our little pods we've got.
Yep, you can. It would be the same as docking with the Setarina.
But only a single pod could dock, I would have thought, because it's a small airlock. It's not it's not a bay. And how many people can the pod hold?
2.
We've got 3 pods there.
I know, but you can only have one docked.
Oh, right.
There's actually
Well,
2 airlocks near. Actually, there's 4, to be honest. They're just opposite each other. Oh, that's all right. Because they're just near each other. They all lead to the same sort of central hub, and then from there we head northwards all the way to the end of that row, and then up a ladder. So the 3 pods could go. To be honest, strength in numbers, because there's all kinds of strange creatures about.
No, we should go together, and Dr. Hedenstrom is right. This leverage might be useful, so we should wait until he's finished his strain, the perfected strain. Dr. Hedenstrom, how long would that take?
To achieve this miracle that humanity's never once achieved before. Well, apart from the Cronus mission. Yeah, for me, probably about 10 minutes.
Not really.
Give or take an hour.
Give or take a shift.
Well, maybe a
So,
while.
so
Is
while
it
you're
something that
working
you
on
can get
this-
started and it has to develop, and then we can go off and do other things and come back for it?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to leave it alone though. So
And who
so while
amongst
you're
us
working on this,
is a computer whiz?
That would
Well,
be me.
that would be Drabikowski, unfortunately, but she's the one invested in keeping the data from us.
Look, you, I don't know what you got against me,
I've got nothing.
but you need to
against
cut
you.
the crap.
no.
Where's the data disk, Drabikowski?
I
Yes.
told
Is it in
you.
your quarters.
It was
Can I
in
search
my
your
pocket.
quarters?
Yeah, fine. Search my quarters. I don't care.
This is no. I don't need to search your. I just want to put an end to
I'm
this.
I'm tired of fighting with y'all about this. It was in my suit pocket, and it clearly fell out during one of the. I was riding on the outside of the pods instead of being inside.
Oopsie. Anyway, we've had this argument like 5 times now. But anyway, if you're going to go down and to look at the servers, I would also bring someone in addition to Drapagowski.
Well, I was going to suggest maybe one person go with you.
Well, let's all go to
Just-
the med lab.
Just so you have a backup.
Oh, right. You want one person to go with me to the med lab, while the rest goes to the servers.
That's what I was thinking. Just so you got somebody to watch your back.
The server. Wait, what would happen on this ship?
Have you forgotten it is full of monsters?
Wait. Oh, you can't do that here on. You can't do that here, on the set arena. You can't make the strain.
No, I'm going to need the facilities available in the Erebos. This is the trawler ship.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. You probably shouldn't be by yourself. Alex, how many of you guys are down there?
Oh, we got dozens of former convicts. I mean, again, Flo Wicks has a small little army down there.
Would it? I think we might need some of your compatriots.
Well, you're gonna have to
to
talk to
tackle
Boss.
some of those challenges.
I'm sure Boss.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I'd like to meet you. I'd like to meet her, but I'm afraid that the warden might have some way of tracking us through our descent.
If they got this
You said it's
same
possible.
message,
Huh?
This message, yeah, the warden got the exact same message.
if they
Word
got
for
this
word.
same message, they're going to see the possession of Ironfish data as their ticket out of a prison ship. When we ran into them earlier, and Alex here was part of it.
Who
That-
the convicts or the? No
Yes,
offense,
we ran
Alex.
into a group of convicts. That was their main goal, helping us in exchange for transport off this station. They'll do
That's more than
anything to get off
reasonable.
the station.
Well then,
And they don't have
I
any
think that
allegiance to
aligns.
us.
well that I think that's allegiance in itself, because we
Yeah,
both
but-
want the same thing.
But if they're
Warden
going for this
Sykes just
data
wants-
already,
Well, they already. So you're saying they already know about this data?
yeah, well, they got the same message.
The warden got it.
How do you know?
Oh, it's not the same group. Oh,
As
Wait,
far as you
uh,
know, the convicts don't know about the message.
oh, sorry.
Jerry, you know that Stykes has the message because he relayed it to you.
Yes.
Isn't Stykes in
Okay.
league with the escaped prisoners then?
No, Stykes
No, he's the
Stykes
warden.
wants to exterminate them. He'd rather die here on Erebos
So
than leave
who's
without the death of them.
Wicks is the boss of the convicts.
who are Stykes people then?
He's the
The
warden.
the warden-
in control of
the
the
warden.
android.
But I mean, who are with him?
It's
It's
just
Joe's.
I only saw androids, but there were like 30, 40 of them. I couldn't keep count, and they're all armed, heavily armed. With I'm not talking, just scavenge things like a full-on armory. It's I don't want to. We can't take them on. It'll be suicide. They'll kill us. They could storm our ship. He actually threatened that. He's capable of actually sending his androids to this ship right now to kill us all.
I'd rather not
Please.
deal with more androids.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
There's
Yes.
Well, for those of
Oh.
us going to the daughter servers, we're going to need as many people as we can get
I think
amongst our
Captain
team. I don't want to
Luger
trust anyone else.
all
we-
right.
we
As
want-
irritating as he is, I'm going to need to take Navarre.
I
Okay.
think that's a good recommendation, Professor. I think I should join you. Perhaps we could expedite the work.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. You know what you're doing.
And Alex, take me to see your leader and your friends. It might prove
Uh,
quite useful.
I've been thinking that's the best idea so far. The best way to do that, though, I think, would be to go through the boom, like I had mentioned previously. That's where the asteroid crusher on the front of the station is. I know that Stykes and his androids never really go down that section of Deck H. So if we want to get there and not run into his people, we need to dock by the boom.
Okay. All right. So me and Alex are gonna go do that, and you two are gonna go work on the strain. Captain Luger, I feel like this ship is sinking, and it's at this point unrecoverable.
I do too.
So I'm thinking if I could take some rations, some food and water, and some medical equipment to Alex and his people, I think it might do good to get us on good terms with them.
I agree.
Okay.
You want to recover Gray's brain?
Where is
Yes,
he?
I think we should do the same thing with Lark if there's any data left available.
Yeah, definitely.
Where is Gray?
It's in the
He
Down
was
in the
down
galley.
He's in the cafeteria. Maybe I think you can go talk to him.
I think I will. Before I go, I'm gonna reply to this message saying "message acknowledged," and say no more to leave it a bit gray.
All right, you send it, and you can tell that the data has been received by a receiver on the other end. No reply.
Yeah, I will check back before I head off this ship. But first, I want to go and hook Gray up and see if he knows anything. The brain.
Okay. All right, who's going where right now?
Dr. Judy is gonna go to his quarters and just grab his personal PDAT that he uses to communicate with his family and stuff, with all his emails and documents, just in case he never comes back here. And he's gonna have Alex. I'm gonna tell Alex that we're gonna search for some bags to start putting stuff in, and then we're gonna start putting it into the hangar and get ready to load, so we can go.
Is anyone staying on the Senorina?
That's a good question. Captain Luger, what are your plans?
Well,
You're gonna go Drabakowski, I would imagine.
yeah, I think as far as leverage goes, I think getting hold of this Ironfish data is another card in our hand.
Okay, well, I guess
I feel like, but
that's our plan then.
You should take some electronic tools as well. I spotted some in the locker. Could help
Oh
you
yes, that's a
with the
good
data.
idea.
I have some already.
All right, that's fine then.
Captain,
anyway-
before we leave, I'd like to take one last scan of there was an object coming out of the black hole. I'd like to gather one last bit of data in case we don't come back.
Oh yeah, speaking
It's
of,
very intriguing phenomenon.
yeah, I caught that on the radar and was looking for this Wayland ship. It's massive and it's heading towards us.
What? So there's two objects that are massive.
Yeah, well, this is
Yes,
this is
one is coming out of the black hole.
Leaving out? That's impossible. How is that even possible?
and Sean, did you say I detected it was like organic?
Yes.
No,
Oh,
No. It was
a
Not-
large
a rock.
geographical
not a
mass,
ship.
like-
Oh, it's a large
Yeah.
geographical mass, not a. It's not a ship.
it seems to be parallel to the black hole, not so much coming out of it, but
Oh,
it's in the event horizon in the plasma stream, and it's flowing in the direction of Erebus.
I relay that. So
The ship is definitely coming from beyond, like a trajectory away from
yeah,
Erebus.
all right. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I want
so
to.
while everybody else prepares to leave the ship, I'd like to attempt to gather a bit more information on that before we leave for later study.
Sure. Well, I'm going to quickly interface with Gray. Well, what's left of him.
Okay, good.
Once putting on his suit to maintain, some protection against whatever's on all over or within, try to see if we can get any data out of her as well.
Okay, so let me have you guys go to your respective locations on the decks. Gray's on C deck in the galley. Also, C deck is where personal quarters are. B deck is where the airlocks and the EVA pods are docked, and the computer systems you would use to study the anomalies outside would be on A deck in the bridge. All right, Luger, you walk into the galley, and it's just a complete, utter mess from the fight from previously, and you can see that Gray is sort of like busted up. His legs have been torn off his body. His fluid pump near his neck has been punctured, had leaked out white all over the floor. You're kind of having trouble not slipping on it. His head is pretty much intact, and is sort of like his eyes sort of shift in your direction.
Oh, hello, Captain.
Gray, you look like shit.
I must say that I haven't been better sorts before. I'm sure there's a joke that I could come up with about my predicament, but none seem to be coming to mind at the moment.
Who did this to you, Gray?
It was very strange. Dr. Lark was acting very peculiar. She seemed very aggressive. I hope the rest of the crew it isn't hurt.
We're fine.
I'm glad to hear that, Captain.
I wanted to ask you if there's... While I was away from the ship, is there any insights or any information you gained?
I'm sorry, Captain. I had spent most of my time trying to repair the damage to the ship from the meteoric impacts. However, I could not keep up with the growths. They seem to be run rampant through the ship now.
Right. I'm going to go onto the station to interface with their servers.
I hope it's not any more dangerous than it has been. I fear for the safety of you and the crew.
Well, considering there's a large geographical mass heading towards us and a large ship heading towards us, prisoners in mutiny, an army of armed androids, and some strange alien creatures, everything's fine.
I would consider that a great joke, Captain.
I'm sure you would. Do you think in your state you would be of any use to me in interfacing a server?
Well, you can get the experience of my electronics expertise out of character. You would get a bonus on your contact roll, like a +1 like anyone else.
Yeah. Gray, I'm going to have to completely remove your head. I'm terribly sorry.
That is perfectly fine.
Because it's hanging off. It's hanging, right, Sean? It's like...
Well, there's still a good meaty amount of... Oh, hold on.
There's still a good meaty amount of it. You probably have to get a knife from the galley, to cut through the rest of the sinew and plastic doohickeys.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I would like to put his head in a bag, like David.
Okay. You go ahead.
Because
and start cutting.
his legs aren't usable at all. Is that right? They're torn from his body. Is what you said?
Yes, his legs are completely detached.
Yeah. So there's no way I'm carrying the rest of his torso.
Then we'll find a Joe and rip its head off.
And then put it on backwards, just like C-3PO. Or I think it was him. Yes.
And I'm sure that there's another joke that has to do with my severed head being in a bag. We'll have to come up with it together.
Yes, you ponder that while I proceed with the operation here.
And you start to cut through things like that are spurting.
All right. I assume I can find a bag. There's got to be all kinds of things. Silence.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Mike's,
go ahead.
Mike's working. No, it's just that's not a silence. I thought Mike was not working or something. Yeah, that's what I'm doing then. Is proceeding to sever the head. Words I never thought I'd say. Put it in a bag. Gather up my
Okay.
tools. Have a large dose of water and some more food just to tide me over. And then to go back to my suit and start making preparations to leave. That was my actions.
Okay, just make a note if you want. I'm sure you won't forget you're carrying Gray's head with you, but if you want to make a note on your sheet.
Yep.
All right, what are the rest of you doing while Hugh's down in the galley?
Well, I'm finishing up getting one last set of scans of that object, and then I'm gonna head on down towards the airlock and start to suit up again.
Okay. Is anyone else in the airlock at the moment? Or one of
I'm
the
going
airlocks?
to. Yeah,
did you-
I'm gonna take Alex there to get him a suit to put on.
Okay. So it looks like there's only one suit left on the ship that's not currently occupied. It's a suit that Dravakowski had taken off and left in the airlock.
Okay. So that's Drabakowski's suit, so I won't touch with that then. Drabakowski, off character, you weren't wearing a suit. Everyone took the suit off, right? So that, okay.
I took it off when we came back in after trying to help Gray remove the growth.
Okay.
And I assume everyone else
Um,
kept theirs on, didn't they?
I took it off and then we put it back on after we were running from lock.
Oh wait, no, my suit should be there. That's right, because I found a environmental suit in the armory. Me and Berger are wearing them right now.
All right. So there's
Those
no...
have air,
Go ahead.
those have air in them, right?
Yeah, whatever's left, if they're using the same suit.
No, the suits that me and Berger found in the armory.
Yeah, I took a full one.
All right.
Yeah,
And
I took a full too.
I think, Ajiri, you might have made a roll at some point because yours has less air than
Oh, you're
his.
right. I have one air thing. Oh well, I'll have to deal with it. Then I guess I'll give. The suits are the same, right? The suit that I'm wearing and the EVA suits or whatever are pretty much the exact same.
Yeah, the Eco 2 world suits are all world suits are all the same.
And there's no way to get the. Okay, well, I
And
don't
there's
think
currently
Alex
no-
would.
Go ahead.
I don't think Alex would be aware of this, but I'm just gonna take off my suit and then get back in my old suit, and then I'll give the suit I was wearing to Alex.
Oh wait, so there was an extra suit in the airlock?
Yeah. So when I originally, so the suit that I've been wearing throughout the whole campaign,
Mhm.
I took off as soon as I entered the center arena, and along with whoever else wasn't wearing a suit, and then we had the encounter in the cafeteria where I wasn't wearing a suit. So then I ran to the armory, and there were 2 environmental suits. Me and Berger put them both on, and that's the suit I'm currently wearing. So the suit I originally was wearing is still in the airlock.
Okay, wait a sec.
Um,
Let me just before anyone does anything with their inventory, I just want to get the inventory straight. One sec.
Oh, sorry, I pulled my suit out of it.
Can you put it back,
I guess. There you go.
please? and Thanks. All right, so all right, Ajiri, I'm gonna just go ahead and give yourself 6 air in your current suit.
okay.
Um,
So I was gonna say Alex could just wear my old suit, which I think has.
so that had 5 air in it. Or it had 1 error, didn't it, by the end?
I think I remember failing a roll pretty bad. So yeah, it had. I think it has 1 error. So Alex would have that one on.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are in the airlock. You see the 2 suits, and do you remember if you had failed any air rolls, Saul?
Not that I can recall.
So I'll just say you're just still full. All right. You guys are both are Ajiri, you're in the airlock, right? Dravkowski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Alex is like,
uh,
so I'm getting a suit, right?
yes.
Oh wait, he's
Yes.
already wearing a suit. He must have gotten the suit.
I thought he.
You
Oh,
must
he
have
is.
You must have given him your old suit. That must have been it.
Oh, okay. So I already gave him the suit. Okay.
His there is at 3, and I don't think.
Oh
I
yes, you're right. Yeah. Yep. That's what I used to have. Okay. Cool.
All right, never mind. Go ahead. You can take your suit now, Dravkowski.
I've got a suit in my inventory already. Looks like you put it back. Because I know I took it out. Oh. Now it's gone again. Gonna put it back. Okay, so I take my suit and I'm gonna ditch the grappling gun.
Okay. Okay.
What's the stats on Alex?
Maybe.
Does he look pretty strong?
He's
me.
pretty buff.
So, at that point, I guess I'm just gonna. Me and Alex are gonna search for some bags, duffel bags, that he can fill with stuff he thinks he might his people might find useful, food,
Yeah.
water.
So you grab a few, empty equipment bags. While he's doing that, you can see he pops one of the SIGs out of the pack that he took from the armory when you gave him free reign. And he pops in. He's got a little match. He's like, he's taking a drag. He's like, you guys get the good stuff on this ship. Too bad you guys are gonna scrap it.
Yeah, unfortunately. Please, Alex, take whatever you need, whatever you think might be useful. Or,
All right.
you have a pistol, right?
He's got his bolt gun.
You got a bolt gun? Okay. Alright. I'm wondering if we should take that grappling hook that Drabakowski just dropped.
Oh, if you think it'll be useful, I'll take it again.
I'm just wondering, like, if we happen to have some problems out in space, or maybe it might be useful to try and get onto the other ship that's coming. You know, I don't. I think maybe we should at least put it in the pod, one of the pods. Let's do that.
All right.
And I guess
So,
with that, we're just getting ready to go.
all right. Luger, where are you now after you've retrieved Gray's head?
I will be. Let's see. Wherever the pods are. I can't remember what deck.
So that's up on B deck.
Ah, okay.
And Navarre Berger, what are you doing?
I think we're trying to recover Locke's head if possible.
Okay. Who's doing what to try and do that?
Well, Navarre, you're the biologist.
Yeah, I
She's
was gonna
now-
say, do we
she's
do we
still
have
in
a
the
surgical
department.
kit laying around or anything that we could use to cut her head off?
She does have a medical kit, but it's not a surgical kit, so it doesn't have a scalpel.
I've got a knife.
That'll do the job. So yeah, I think Navarre will take the task of carefully trying to excise her head from her body. If you want to, do the pulling.
Yeah, sure.
So like a well-oiled machine, we set to work cutting this android's head off.
All right. As soon as you start incising into Dr. Lark's neck, again, you're having a hard time looking at her just because of the weird distorted visage of her face that no longer pleasant to look at and is almost like Neanderthalic looking in a way. And you cut into her neck, and instead of what you would expect for an android's blood, this dark purple ooze starts to ooze out from the neck wound, and you can see shimmers of bright purple glimmering in the liquid.
Fascinating.
Well, that's something.
Do you have any specimen samples? I feel like we should collect some of this in its, undiluted state.
Yeah,
Whatever
I
this
took some
purple
sam-
is.
I took some samples earlier.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. I think it's, yes, just important that we identify how this thing could have jumped to an android. I don't know that we've ever seen any biological material ever do that.
Yeah, never. I don't think she's an android anymore.
Does not appear so. Continues cutting.
So you're getting to where the spinal cord is at the back of the neck, and you hear a crunch as you sort of slide the blade between the vertebrae and you twist to snap it.
Sounds like your knees, Navarre.
Yeah, I know. I got a little PTSD there from just getting up out of bed this morning.
When you do snap that, her entire body flails. Both of you gain a stress,
Ah,
but then goes limp as you're able to make the rest of the incision and her head comes off her body. And it's strange, Navarre. It looks as if no matter where you hold the head, that the eyes are looking at you.
ooh. Perhaps there's still some impulses rattling around in there. Curious.
You gotta.
Yeah, and I assume by this point we have a duffel bag that we can, that's been gathered down on deck B that we can toss this into.
Yeah, there's just one of those random bags that you can throw stuff into. It's got the Set Arena logo on it.
All right, are you ready for our trip?
Yes, as long as we're confident we can avoid any. We can make it quickly from the airlock to the med bay and back. I heard too much of these terrors on that station.
Yeah, I'm confident I can run faster than you, so I'm pretty happy.
Glad one of us is confident.
All right, so you guys all collect in that sort of like central junction that splits off to all the airlocks. Anyone gonna make any last words as you leave?
Well, if this is the last time I see any of you alive, nice to know you.
Yeah, you too. I hope everything goes well for you guys, and please be safe.
Of course.
And Captain Luger, keep an eye on Drabakowski. We don't want any more Butterfingers on this mission.
Okay, I will.
Before I leave, I'm gonna give Dr. Berger a piece of paper on it. I'm not trying to hide it or anything. And it's just basically like my personal comms, like a direct line to him.
Okay, just connect to your suit alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Doctor.
Yeah, please keep me up to date. And I'm gonna give comms to everyone individually. Just I'm making separate channels on a piece of paper. That way, I'm just gonna hand it out to everyone, so that way we can communicate without the warden. I don't want to use the same comms. So if I need to, we can kind of be more tactful about our communications.
Okay, so should I assume, unless you say otherwise, you're all on a private channel?
Yeah, we're all on a private channel, and I have access to talk to people individually.
Okay.
Out of character, one quick question. With our PDT locators, how can we, like if we're on the station, can we access that data to see where the rest of our teammates are?
Where or how?
Is that possible? Like just with our suits, or do we have to find like specific technology to do that?
So you would know that Navarre would remember that when you guys were on the deck with the hollow table and you saw the PDT signatures of everyone on board Erebos, yours will show up there as well.
Is there a way to link that to our suits, like to, just get a readout of that information, or we have to on the ship?
That's not really technically part of the suit, no. You could
Okay. Okay.
If you have a PDAT, you could probably do a contact to set that up.
Oh, I believe Lark had one on her body.
She did.
Yeah, I think Navarre would say, wait, just for safety, a last bit of assurance that we can all make it off together in a coordinated fashion. Perhaps we should link them together. Wouldn't want anyone getting lost.
Wait, say what? I'm sorry.
So, grabbing Lark's, her personal data transmitter or her little readout thing, link some indicators to, so that we can all identify and locate the rest of the members of the party.
Sorry,
I'm sorry, your mic's breaking out.
Oh, weird.
That sounded okay.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so basically take her data, like what is it? What'd you call it? Oh, the Seeks and PDAT, and then link all of our PDTs to it so that we can monitor where everyone is. In case anyone gets into
Oh.
trouble or loses communication or disappears, we can find where all of our crew members are.
No, I think we can. I think I have access to do that already.
Oh, do you?
You know,
Do you have a
I think we
PDAT?
can- I have a PDAT, but the way the PDAT, I mean, it's a voluntary. I'm confused. So you're saying, so Navarre is
I
saying
don't-
that we should all take our own PDATs to keep track of each other?
No, Navarre would like to keep knowledge of where everyone is during the course of this mission so he does not end up stuck when everyone else leaves.
All right, Jerry.
So he would like to have
How would
his
that
PDAT with everyone's data to know
Jerry-
where everyone is.
Jerry,
What are you
you
saying,
do
Sean?
not. I'm just saying that Jerry does not have a PDAT in his inventory.
Is a PDAT? I thought a PDAT would be. I thought that's like
I mean,
basically like the alien cell phone that pretty much everyone
No,
has.
it's like the iPad. It's a more advanced thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, well then I don't have a PDAT.
So what?
We can go on.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I was
I
just
just
gonna
don't
say.
understand how that mechanically it works.
So
If only one person has one PDAT.
the boiled down gist of it is everyone on the crew has a personal data transmitter surgically implanted. That's a Wayland standard thing that everyone has it. If you have Seegson, it can be programmed to pick up those signals and give you a rough location on Erebos where everyone is that you can see from this PDAT. That's the Seegson PDAT that Navarre now has. And she wants to go ahead and program it to pick up everyone's signal, which it currently cannot do at the moment.
No, I don't like that idea. I think it's
It's
better
how the
just to-
Marines found the colonists in the second movie.
Is that how that worked? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the PDT.
So yeah, it would. So PDAT is
Is
different
it
from
encrypted?
um,
Is it encrypted?
no everything from. Well, you could try to encrypt your PDTs, but currently they're just Wayland standard PDTs. They show up on devices
no, I don't want that. Because we don't. My opinion on that is like we don't know what's going on with the ship that's coming. I don't.
Suppose it might
I
be
just
something
don't
because
trust it.
Sykes might try to track us on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was my thought as well. What if Sykes
I don't
gets a
want-
hold to one of our PDATs and he knows where we're all at?
Exactly. I don't want that. I'm gonna.
Sounds like a great idea in theory.
Yeah. Exactly. I think
You
we're
want
better
to-
just old school comms. We can just tell each other where we're at. You know.
Navarre, do you want to really like try to push your agenda, aka make a manipulation roll?
Yeah, I think so. I think Navarre at this point is paranoid enough. He does not want to end up left alone with Professor Hedenstrom somewhere in the station and not able to keep up with anyone. So yes,
you
I think
All right. So what I need is both Navarre and Jerry to make opposed manipulation rolls.
Yeah, but what good is that if we can refuse it like how Tripakowski refused?
You
the
can
surgery?
either agree to him, to his suggestion, or fight him. If you lose,
like physically fight.
basically, yeah.
if you want to.
How dare you fight an old man? God.
Okay,
Or you can just
see
agree
what
to it.
happens. And they're fisticuffs. So it's you said manipulation.
Just roll manipulation straight. Yeah. Something in your head. Something in your head, at Jerry. Like maybe it was the Wayland training that you got. That it just really starts to make sense to you that that's a good idea.
And then I have second thoughts after trying real hard.
So, how does that play out role play wise? Go ahead.
Dr.
Maybe
Ajiri,
large-
this absolutely is a safety measure. I understand your concern, but what's more dangerous? That we all get separated and none of us make it off this station or out of this system, or that Sykes happens to find out where one of us is and, put some of us in a precarious situation. I think the benefit well outweighs the potential harm here.
So the way I'm role playing this is Dr. Navarre is Dr. Ajiri's closest friend. He's known him for a long time, and initially, as you're talking, his concern for you is outweighing his logical judgment of the situation. But as he remembers the trauma that he experienced with dealing with Warden Stikes and the paranoia he's now bombarded with this incoming quote-unquote rescue ship, with the ability to both parties be able to track their every movement, and the fact that he is going with Alex, and he gave Alex his word that he wouldn't lead either, the warden to the location of the other inmates. He pushed the roll, and that's what he's coming up with. He thinks it's in his best interest to not have that risk, and it's better to low-key do it with just traditional comms, which is why he handed out the papers to everyone individually with
Navarre got
separate
stemmed.
channels for each.
3 successes versus your 1 there.
Yeah.
She got 3 successes?
Yeah.
Yep.
That goes
I was gonna
against.
say,
That's so
As you're
ridiculous.
talking, you can see how terrified, like Navarre's like paranoid and anxious about all this, and maybe that creeps in a little bit more than your
That's so
logic.
against any logic that I would have for this character, but I'll do it just for the mechanic of the rolls.
Just give him this, Ajiri. Like, he might have a stroke, and it's important the old man has a panic button.
Or you could
Okay.
use more story points to get successes and beat it.
Yeah, you mean like use all of my last story points? So
Yep.
if I get 2, I can beat it.
Yeah, the defender always succeeds. So if you want to waste 2, you can still not
All right,
do it.
then that's it. That's it. Then I'm out. Unless we've gotten story points already from the previous acts. Do you dish that out the end of the campaign, or is that?
I already gave them out. I clicked on whoever had space.
Oh, you
for it.
did? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm gonna do that then. Yeah.
All right, so take away 2 of your story points and say, "Screw you, Navarre."
Yep. Screw you, Navarre.
He totters off, anxious, mumbling to himself.
Oh, I still have 1 more then. Oh, nice. You did divvy him out. Oh, good.
A lot of story points.
I put 1 back. You took away too many.
Oh, okay.
You only need 2 to match, and then the defender always wins.
Okay.
All right. You gave it your best college try there, Navarre, but he put his foot down.
Yeah, Navarre like strongly recommends it, but backs off when he sees that Dr. Ajiri's standing firm, and he knows his friend. He will not give up, so he drops it.
Okay. So, all right. Who's pairing up into what pods?
Me and
Well, I guess I'm
Drabakowski.
going. Yeah.
Me and my good
Yeah,
buddy
and
Navarre.
Me and
Okay,
Alex.
go ahead and put yourselves next to your pods.
And then, Sean, to speed this up, could you just go to the inventory on the ship and just like drag into Alex's inventory things that you think he might want?
Oh yeah.
So we don't have to roleplay it out.
Why is it
I'm
showing
gonna ask
I'm encumbered?
if maybe the full rebreather mask might be useful, but they probably don't need it if they've been on there long enough without it.
So just FYI, he takes the rest of the reloads from storage for the bolt gun. So the bolt gun on the ship is empty.
Okay.
He's also going to take. He just thinks it looks cool. Well, actually, he won't take it because he's close to his max. Guess he'll take a full face rebreather. Everyone has. Do you guys have access to med kits? Do you have med kits on you?
Yeah, Navarre has a surgical kit and a med kit.
Got one minute to go.
Not Navarre, sorry.
So-
Judy has.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Judy has.
yeah, I
two.
only have-
Sorry.
Yeah, Navarre only has one med kit.
Yeah, basically all he's going to take is the rebreather mask and the bolt gun rounds. So I think he's good.
Is there enough? Weight on him to take like some food that you might want to bring to them?
He's already encumbered, and he'd say, "Screw you, I'm not a pack mule."
Okay. All right. Well, let's.
I don't know why my
let's
token
get
shows
off.
I'm encumbered. I'm not.
I'm super encumbered.
There we
Yeah, I
go.
don't show you as encumbered on mine, Travikowski.
Yeah, my token had all the
It's just
Red.
a bit.
yeah.
If you want to refresh, maybe.
It went away now. Whatever you did or somebody did, it's all cleared up now.
All right. So it's Alex and Ajiri on the other thing, and Lark from somewhere behind you. Not Lark, Luger.
Do I get to go on an adventure?
Yes, Gray, you do. It's a pleasure to have you by my side.
That's very exciting. I appreciate that you're taking me along, and I'm hopefully going to be helpful in any way that I can be. Every once in a while, could you just pull me out of the bag and show me around? I'd like to take a look at things.
Sure, Gray.
All right, thank you, Mom. Much appreciated.
And he goes quiet again. All right. So everyone, who's piloting?
I think I'll pilot that one.
Me, I think, would probably be the best choice in our pod, but
Yeah, not
Thank-
me.
GD will.
And
What is
does anyone-
Alex's pilot?
He is not a pilot,
Okay, well, I'll pilot him.
in the very least. But so does anyone already have automatic successes stored for piloting?
I have a, let's see, +1 piloting to get pod operating. I don't know if that's relevant for this at the moment, but
I can
Well, not just success for docking.
I only have +3 for audio
don't-
communication.
I don't remember, so I'm just gonna roll it standard. So
So
I'll
if
go roll right now.
if you guys who have the stored ones want to use it as general piloting success, because that's what I need to have you guys pilot from the set arena to wherever you're going to dock.
sorry, son. Sean, say that again. What do I need to roll?
Yeah, anyone who doesn't want to use their automatic success from the EVA pods as a piloting success, go ahead and roll.
That mine was just
What?
to get a pod operating. Is that the same thing as maneuvering it?
No, but you can use it as piloting if you don't want to roll. I'll just say.
Oh, gotcha. No, I'll just roll because I'm a pretty decent pilot.
Mine was also success for heavy machinery on docking, so I assume I can't use that one.
No.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, good.
I want to use my stun as a +1 modification to a later skill roll related to this one. So now I've got. Is this the same sort of mod I've got to get one operating, or is this to maneuver?
I'll just say all things EVA pod.
Okay, gotcha. So I got basically a total of +2.
I'll do the same for.
Okay.
Got +2 as well, so I can save those for +2 for later.
Check us out.
Yeah,
All right.
got noted.
So-
Go for that.
Describe your departure and your flight.
Right, so securing Gray beside me. And I get his head out and just set it up so he can look out the window as we disengage from the airlock and back out. Use the thrusters to spin about and then gradually make my way towards the station.
How about everyone else?
Judy sits down in the seat, calmly exhales, and then proceeds to leave and head towards where the closest docking point to where Alex recommends. Whatever the deck level the convicts are on.
H,
Okay.
I believe.
H?
I'm just sitting in the passenger seat. Tell the captain, I'm thankful to finally be inside the pod this time instead of hitching a ride outside.
Oh, is that what it was the last time you rode?
Oh, every time I had to hang on the outside. Lots of fun, let me tell you.
I'm sure it was a blast.
So, as you depart the set arena, Luger, you're looking out of the bubble window and just see that the ship isn't what you once remembered it as. You can see that all the asteroid impacts, meteor impacts, have all of that stuff growing out of it, like at an accelerated rate. You can see that it's sort of covered maybe a quarter of the outside of the ship now.
Oh, Gray, look at our ship. It was a nice run while we lasted.
You have to pull me out of the bag to take a look.
I did. I put him up. I set him, when I pulled out, I set him his head up out to watch out the window.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It is sad, I would think.
We had a lot of runs in that ship.
It was our home.
Well, if we get out of this alive, we'll get a new home.
That would be quite the new adventure.
And I'll get you a new body.
Oh, don't make promises that get me excited, Captain.
I will make it my mission.
And you see his eyes just follow the gaze of the Sedrina as you guys sort of pilot out of view and turn more towards Erebos. As you do, all of you look out the bubbles of your pods, and a shudder kind of runs through your spines as you can see that the outside of Erebos is starting to look more and more not mechanical. There are obvious signs of the transformation happening on the outside of the station. There are these large tree trunk sized, like almost like tentacles that sort of like stretch from one part of the superstructure to another, where there are structural supports. They almost look like femurs and bones instead of metal constructs. And every so often you see lights flickering in windows here and there, or in the power junction box on the outside of the station, a bright purplish light flickers on and off in each of them.
Oh, dear.
So, right. So, Ajiri, Alex is sort of pointing you in the direction of the front of the station near deck H, and you can see that there's this large, sort of like this open, like collector in the front of the ship. I mean, in front of the station, that looks like it's got battered, like scrapings and a little bent metal inside that looks pretty worn. It's like this big funnel that like leads into a long protrusion sticking out of the station. And he mentions, yeah, that thing. They don't always collect plasma from the black hole. Sometimes these meteor showers, they'll like point that in the direction of the meteor shower, and they collect all the asteroids into that funnel, and then they send it to this giant crusher, and they extract the material from it. That's some of the work they used to have us do when we actually did work here.
Fascinating.
And
Okay.
you guys start piloting closer. And the rest of you were heading for the deck leading towards the comm tower, correct?
That's just me and Drabakowski.
Okay. So yeah, you know, looking at the map of deck G, that I assume you were looking at airlocks 10 and 13 near the central core.
It's all the names of them are blurred out.
Okay.
I can't find the art tool. Seems to be missing, which is very strange. The drawing tool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
Hold on,
you don't have a way to turn that on and off as a GM. So
Let me just
it's a little strange.
here, let me grab. Can you see the new circle that popped up?
Yeah.
So there's one here.
Not that one. Opposite on the. That's the one. The one on the east side. Yeah, I got a giant X. I can do that much. That's the one I want to go to.
I'm just going to bring everyone to the map. So here's where Luger and Drabakowski are headed, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll drag it up.
The jury.
I made a giant token.
So who's going there? I'm not sure.
If it wasn't clear, maybe we go here. Whoops. I didn't mean to drag the token. It moved.
Did I drag that token with
I
it?
don't think you did. I think I did.
So the one that I just dragged everyone to, that's the entrance to the boom. That's where Ijiri and Alex are headed.
Okay.
And Berger and Navarre, where do you plan on docking?
Looks like there's no airlocks on Medlab on C, so I think we'll have to go through the visitors docking port.
Okay.
You like that one?
Yeah, I think so. Unless we can get one floor above, but I can't see any airlock.
Okay. So basically where you took off originally.
Yeah, I removed
All
my
right.
token because it was really big.
And Berger. Put Berger there.
That's about as small as I can make it.
That's fine. This is just for. I'm not actually going to make you use this map to navigate.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Just who is where for my purposes. All right, let me just put your tokens where they need to go on the other maps. So Berger and Navarre you guys have been pretty much at odds the entire trip, but you're now stuck for at least 30 minutes inside a small bubble. What are you guys doing?
So, Dr. Hedenstrom, Dr. Navarre, journeying out to save the universe. My trusty geriatric sidekick.
Yes, I guess we still can have some value in our old age.
Well, let's not go too far, but you'll make for a good footnote in the history book.
You know, sometimes I doubt, Professor, why we're still friends.
You love me, really.
Love is a strong word. Maybe love in the way that these like gestures towards the big vines growing all over the station. Maybe
Yeah.
love in that sense.
Possibly more Stockholm syndrome.
Exactly. Slowly crushed over time. Yeah, and I think, you know, every once in a while you'd see Navarre's like hand slip into the little like utility pocket on their EVA suit as their like, you know, fingers like nervously rub on what just looks to be like an ID card in their pack, but you can tell they're like very anxious the whole time.
Right.
Oh,
If you're
what
this
terrible-
nervous now, wait until we get on board.
Oh.
Well, the tales you'll tell, Burger, and your drinking weekends after you get out of this, if you get out of this.
Yeah.
I'm almost done placing everyone. Do you guys want to take a mid-game break?
Yeah, it's a good time for it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Give like good 10 minutes, so I want to make sure I get everything set up.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
I'll be back. You back, Saul?
Tumbleweeds.
Another minute. All right, so you guys all make it to your respective places. One thing you notice before you get to the airlocks, every one of you is like yawning uncontrollably every few minutes. Lark, not Lark, Luger. You look at your suit chronometer that's tied to the ship time, which is basically what you've been going off of, and you realize that you have been awake for 4, 8, about 18 hours.
Oh, reminds me of the days at college.
Indeed.
And you do know, being a starship captain who had crews that you've been in charge of, running long hours, that if none of you get rest soon, it's going to start getting very bad. And sometimes narcolepsy even creeps in.
Unfortunately, that cannot be helped right now.
All right. That just floats in the back of your mind as a starship captain. I think we'll start with... No, why don't we start with Luger and Drabikowski. It's going to load the scene. Everyone, can you see the pod?
Yep.
And this is where you were planning on docking, correct?
It is. Yes.
Oh, what's going on there?
Yeah, why did it turn blue all of a sudden?
Big circle.
Oh, and it's using the drawing tool, correct?
No, we don't
I don't-
have. I don't have one.
I
Yeah.
don't have a drawing tool either.
Yes, it's fair.
And I have the sound of a raging fire going on.
I don't hear any music or sound. Did I? No.
Yeah, it could be fire.
Oh no, my sound's all the way up and I don't hear any sound.
We can see through the fog of war from any other pods, by the way. So we can see Terminal 1 and Terminal 2.
Oh, you can see over here.
Yeah, we can see anywhere with a pod we can see.
Something's weird going on here. So. roll that.
Yeah, mine's like keeping my image stuck at docking port 1.
Yeah, I can't move. I try to zoom out and it zooms back in. And
Yeah, me too.
Alright. Why doesn't everyone go back or refresh first and see if that does it? Alright, I think that helps.
That fixed it for me anyway.
I'm still loading. Yeah,
Maybe
purple
loads on
circle's
that.
gone.
Yeah,
I
that
can
looks
now
good.
see where I'm supposed to be. On what window's he in?
Is everyone centered on the pod?
Uh, nope, I'm
so. I'm
zoomed
still
out
loading.
again. Now it won't let me go back to my pod.
Yeah,
Going on?
Ooh,
it's just
now
zooming.
it's like it's up beating heart. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
zooming,
going in and out.
zooming in and out for me.
Alright. Andy, you want to pause the recording for a minute? I want to do some. We shall resume. So, Lark and Drabikowski, you are approaching the outer door lock, the outer airlock door. It does show that it looks to be locked from the outside. Do you have any saved successes for that?
I have for audio communication only.
Hold on, I'm just looking at my saves. No.
All right. So, as you approach, Go ahead.
The only thing I have is really the same thing. I don't need to roll to bypass station doors, but this is an external hatch.
Yeah, since this is more like tied to the navigational like computers of the pods and everything, it's sort of separate.
All right. Are there any tools? No, we're gonna have to spacewalk out, aren't we? I got a cutting torch.
Well, I mean the you can dock, and you can try to like tap in and like hack through the computer.
All right. Yeah. Sorry.
Lock with your navigational computer inside the EVA pod.
All right.
So you just need to do a ComTech.
All right,
for the
Gray,
minus
can
one.
you help me out with this? Have you messed with doors like this before?
Hold me up to the navigational array panel.
Okay. Here. Sorry
I can
about
also
your hair.
provide you.
And Dravakowski, you see, little white bits dripping from the bottom of Gray's head.
Oh,
And-
Greg, you sprung a leak.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. I hope I don't get any on you. Ha, 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 ha.
So so with Gray's help, and Dravakowski's, I'll say you get a +2 to your
Alright.
ComTech.
Hey. Hold on. Stunts. Let's see. Don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future.
Whoop,
Okay.
whoop.
Plus, new and unexpected information isn't really relevant for this.
Not really.
And a +1 mod to a later skill roll. It doesn't matter if I'm going to get an automatic don't need to roll. So I'll show off.
How do you show off?
Just the finesse with my fingers on the controls. It looks like I'm conducting an orchestra.
Very nice job, Captain. Well done.
And I'll be humming the 1812 overture. Dun 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 dun.
I'm sorry, I thought you wanted me to accompany you.
Oh,
I was
sorry.
the
You do the brass section. I'll do the strings.
And what's funny is, as you say that, his mouth starts to like make weird shapes, and you can actually hear the brass section of an orchestra coming through his mouth.
Okay, great. We're gonna need silence now because this place is crawling with weirdos. So,
See.
Drebakowski, I am not your commanding officer, and with my ship falling apart, I'm even less so of a command in any sort of vessel. But from my experience, the last time we were down in this area, we did a lot of running. And
I shall follow your lead, Captain.
androids are not our friends. And strange alien creatures that look like squids or things with lots of teeth shoot on sight if you cannot run. And weird sort of diamond head bipedal creatures, just run.
Understood, Captain. We also encountered some very strange things.
And I would have your guns, weapons always drawn. And with that, I'd draw my pistol.
I'm gonna follow suit. Also,
By the way, I'm hearing the fire burning quite loudly. I don't know
Just
if I'm-
as you open the door, or
soon as that was before I opened the inner door.
let me know. Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
yeah, I can
Mechanisms
also
said
still
this one.
hear it. And
How
I've
about
been
now?
turning it down, and it doesn't seem to get any lower.
Is it
Oh, there
tied
we
to
go. I did
ambience?
ambient.
It's
Yeah.
gotta be ambient. Yeah.
I was trying just to do that one sound effect instead of every.
Yeah, I just
So,
tried it.
are you leaving the airlock open?
No, God, no. Crap, forgot. Close that up.
Okay.
Alright, we gotta go to our right from here.
We need an observer token on them. Just when you close the door.
Oh,
Exactly.
yes, of course. Did you give me an observer token? I can't remember, Sean.
Not on this yet. How about now? I drew the anti-spectator cam.
Oh, yeah, I can just see it. Yep.
Can everyone see now?
No.
Yes.
But I think it's because I've got the pod selected, but it's not letting me select any other two.
Unselect out in the
Oh, there we
distance.
go. There we go. I got it.
Do you want me to attach that, or are you just gonna manually
Um,
move it?
If you're gonna attach without error, I mean, I don't mind moving it.
Or maybe just move it next to you so you can double select them.
I have to click over on a different screen for the one I'm doing the recording from to have control over it.
But let me
Yeah.
just try to attach it to you.
Okay.
As long as you don't leave the map, it's not going to be an issue.
Yeah. There we go.
Hold on.
Alright, I want to steer clear of these pods as much as I can. I instruct Drabikowski stay clear of these, they're dangerous.
Will do.
Again, you see these things that are sort of like fleshy. They range from basketball, football size to like almost human sized, like leathery pods that are like pinkish purple, glowing with energy that seems to be drawn from the deck plating below at different spots. And are you making very much care to stay away from them?
Yeah, I'm like hugging the
Oh.
walls around them. On Token can't really show it, but I mean-
Drabikowski, can you give me a mobility roll?
Okie dokie.
Since
Oh, I'm gonna push that.
Alright.
Ooh.
You almost step on one, but sidestep it.
Saul, your rolls are all private, by the way.
Oh shit.
Alright, last time I was in this room, it was full of these pods. And this is where we met one of those diamond head creatures for the first time. And it's still full of pods.
Oh boy.
It's even more overgrown than you remember. As you walk through, I need both of you to roll a single stress die.
I think we're not... let's see.
Dies.
No, you have to have a base die to go with it. You can't just roll a stress die by itself. That's what I thought.
Oh.
So ignore the base die. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that.
Luger, you feel a familiar sense of nausea.
Great. I got rid of this illness before. Now I'm feeling it coming back on again. Well, if it progresses at the last trade, I've got a couple of hours anyway.
There's more growth than you remember up here as
Yeah,
well.
I'm about to make a comment about that.
Where you see the dead giant squid, it looks to have been overgrown with these vines, sort of sucking and tapping into what little fluids it had left.
There you go, that's what we dealt with earlier. And then here's another one. Although this is what Alex and his companions, they took care of this for us.
It is definitely more decomposed and sort of like drawn into the vines surrounding it.
Just to warn you, there were androids up ahead. Or at least there were. But they seemed to be stopped by, if I sealed a door up, they weren't able to get through. Oh dear, I just saw what's up ahead. Do I see it yet, my character?
Yep, you see a bunch of movement at the end of the hallway.
There we go. There's those little imps that come out.
Oh no.
They seem to have been stirred by your presence.
They may or may not decide to attack us. As long as the diamond-headed creatures thinks we're still trying to help them, they might not attack.
One of them like rushes up and sort of like goes straight up to you, Drabakowski, sort of ignoring Luger, and like almost as if it's sniffing the air around you. And you see it sort of backs off to the corner.
Alright, let's let that be a sign that the rest will leave us alone.
Yeah. I get this terrified look on my face and just look at the captain like, what the hell?
It's amazing what you get used to. This was my entire world when we were trying to find you, is traversing this. I'm at my wit's end with this. Okay. Please be no androids. Ah.
You see more of these things. I mean, not those things, the pods. You're in this causeway that has transparent walls on each side. You can see a blasting swirling in the distance.
Is the geographic mass visible to the naked eye?
Make an observation if you really want to try and find it.
Oops, wrong button. Wow.
Yeah, you're sort of like craning around, curious about whether you can see it with the naked eye yet. And yeah, you see this thing that's catching the light from a blasting in one of the local stars. It just seems to be like a very bright star in the sky that seems to be like fluctuating with the light hitting off of it.
All right. I'm gonna seal that door. All right. This is where we go. We have to go up, and it's on the next level. It's just a corridor on either side.
Okay.
It was unoccupied before, but I don't know about now.
All right. Let me go ahead and preload the next level.
Unless you've got surprises waiting for us up there, Sean, I can just theater of the mind it. Because it's just a short corridor going on either side of the ladder.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
To save yourself some time. And
describe it as you go.
Yeah.
You know, the T-junction.
Yeah. So.
And it turns 0G.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah, I'll warn Drabakowski that. You operating 0G all right?
Yes. Have extensive zero G training.
Oh, great. You're going to need it. Well, it's only a short corridor, but there's no gravity up there. And for the life of me, I cannot remember what each server was doing, but we actually want to get data from both.
Okay.
So
you traverse up the ladder, and as soon as you get to the top, you feel the weightlessness around you as you sort of like float off of the ladder. There's a long corridor directly ahead of you. that splits into a T left and right. You would
Yes.
remember that going left is the daughter servers and going right is the mother.
Oh, I thought a daughter servers were on both sides. That there wasn't
Oh
a
wait,
mother
yeah,
server.
right. They are daughter servers, both of them, one on each side.
Yeah.
My bad.
All right. Well, we need both, so it doesn't matter. So I'll go to the left first.
And I'll go right.
It might be best if we stick together because we're probably going to need all of our help to break through the security.
Ah, true.
All right. So both of you go to one of the servers, correct?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say that that one is designated Daughter 1. So that one looks to be just about finishing up its collation of data from the USCSS Cronus.
But not done yet. All right, so let's go to the other one. Do we have an ETA? Is there an ETA on its?
Like less than an hour.
Probably better stay
I'm done.
here. But let's go to
Yeah.
get the other one.
So are you letting Drabakowski go over to the other one?
Yeah, we're both going over.
Oh, you're both going. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna stay
Yeah.
together because we're gonna need help, as much help as possible to hack in.
Okay. You see that that one has been very busy. It's actually, since you've left, made a an in-system connection to something on the Astrometric Observatory on Deck A of Airbus. None of you have been there yet. It's like at the top of the station to access something that had to do with its computations. You can see that again.
Point of
It's
fortune.
spitting out a lot of coordinate data that has to do something with a location several hundred parsecs spinward of Sol.
Is
or
it
no.
completed?
It's got a general within a few dozen parsecs. It's pretty much completed. You know,
Anything
though,
that
that
can be
the-
saved?
You can
Stored.
try to save what's currently been collated if you want the coordinates that it like sort of like the neighborhood of the coordinates if you want to call it that. If you have something to save it on,
I don't. Other than Gray's head.
you wouldn't have space.
You wouldn't happen to have a PDAT, otherwise we're being fools on this mission.
I do have my personal PDAT on me. Never leave home without it.
It also has a prompt to say, "Would you like extrapolation?"
What do you think, Captain? Shall we?
Sure.
I'm gonna reach out and hit the key to show the extrapolation.
Okay, you see the computer does its sort of computational thing. It looks to pull data from other servers on the station. It says extrapolating data from other server, and it shows accessing files from clerks files, and it says with combined data coordinates look to be source of perfected space.
What? Perfected space.
Those strange aliens talk like that way all the time. Perfect. Have they now affected the daughter servers?
And what other systems is it getting data from? When we access Mother, it was mostly corrupted.
You can't quite tell from anything you're looking at, but it does say location of perfected space, and then extrapolates that as to the coordinates that it's been calculating.
Guess we shall download this. I'm going to plug in my PDAT and attempt to download what I can.
You also see a subfolder that is just initials. It's COTD.
COTD. Any idea what this is, Captain? Did y'all see this before?
Do you want to do a basic wits roll to try and figure it out?
Yeah, I don't
Sure.
recall it.
Oh.
All right, Drabikowski, this would make sense. Something about your past, you remember these initials and that they were tied to something called Children of the Two Divines.
Sit there, kind of chewing on my lip for a second, and then I was like, wait, I think I know what this could be. The children of the, what was it? Two Divines, I believe? Let's see what it has to say. And I'm going to open the folder.
And you see that it says compiled with Project Ironfish.
Well, Captain, there's our Ironfish data.
The coordinates?
Coordinates and the children of the two divines and Ironfish.
What does the Children of the Two Divines have to do with it? That's where I got more data for the coordinates?
I don't remember much about the children of the two divines other than being some crazy cult.
I never heard of it.
It's been many, many years since I've come across anything of that group, but I just remember them being kind of crazy.
Was
All of this information. Go ahead.
Was this information completed, or are we just saving it as a work in progress?
It's as if you could save like 85% of the data if you want right now, or you could wait for almost an hour to get the full data.
Let's go ahead and save what we've got, and then we need to sit here and chill a bit anyway while we wait for the other to complete. So
Yeah, it's probably best to save what we can in case we have to leave in a hurry.
and then we'll just sit here and float.
All right. You want to do a Comtech Drabikowski to download the information?
Yeah, can I get some assistance from Gray?
Yes, and from me. So 2+. There's a lot of dice.
I got a Comtech of 4.
What do you want to do with your extra Comtech success?
I think I'm gonna save it for the next time when we download again.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. We're going to do a little jump here. Meanwhile, while this is going on, why don't we revisit? Let's see. Dr. Ajiri and Alex.
While I'm in the pod, I'm going to contact Dr. Berger directly, and state to him, Dr. Berger, you don't have to reply back to me. I just wanted to give you some insight on Dr. Navarre. I've known Dr. Navarre for many, many years, and I know his personality. I know when he's stressed, happy, relieved. I want the last statement that he made before we left. He wanted us to have our locations and our signals to be readable by anyone with the device to do so. It troubled me deeply. I didn't really make this known, but when we first all met and we were aware of the incoming rescue ship, I looked at Navarre. He didn't look surprised or scared or confused, relieved. He looked incredibly anxious. I just want you to be careful. Over and out.
Yeah, so I don't reply, and I just look towards Navarre slightly, suspiciously a moment, and then try and play it off.
And with Alex, I start bringing the pod to wherever designated place I can park this.
Right. Everyone see the pod?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Can't see the tokens.
Deselect and then.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, just let's drag.
All right, you guys are in the pod floating just beyond this part of the station called the Boom, and there's an airlock. It looks to be locked down at the moment. Alex is like, you can do your computer thing, right, and lock into that or unlock it. I'm not good with computers.
Yeah, I brought a toolkit with me. It should help me, but I'm not too great at this sort of thing. It's not really my expertise, but I'll give it a go.
Okay. You have electronic tools.
Yeah. Oh, my map was taking a while to load. Okay. And then all right. Yep, I got it.
I think it should give you, if you would make it active, it should give you a +1 to your roll automatically.
Okay, and to make it active, I right
Put
click,
in your inventory by left clicking on it.
left click. Okay. All right, let's see how this works. And then the encumbered rules, if I am at my, where it says 8 kilograms, that means I can't move. Or I can, when is it when you're not able to move anymore?
When it's double your max, you can't move. But if you
Okay,
try to run,
okay.
you're gonna have to make an agility roll, and if you lose, you either drop something or you just don't move.
Okay. All right, I'll make this roll and see if it applies.
Well, you're doing CompTech. It shouldn't apply to any of that.
Oh, okay, sorry. I meant the toolkit.
All right, stress.
I think it did. Okay, roll stress.
Describe what you do as you try to hack into the control for the door.
This is I've only done this maybe once or twice, watching a tutorial vid just as a hobby. I'm not too familiar, and it's making me nervous with all the pressure that's going about, and Alex kind of relying on me to do this. So I kind of fumble at first, and begin to panic, but I eventually succeed.
And you see the green lights on the outside of the station come on for the fact that it's unlocked.
Oh, good. All right, we're good.
Nice job, Doc.
Thanks, Alex.
Open her up. Let's get in there.
All right, let's go.
Okay. You can go ahead and open the door, left click on it if you want.
Okay.
And then I'll just need to have you make a piloting roll, unless you've already saved a piloting roll for the EVA.
Yeah, I have. I got 2 out of that last roll, so
Do
I'll
you want to
use
use
that.
1 instead of roll?
Yeah, I'll use that.
All right. So as you approach, the doors slide open. And you see that it's a fairly large docking port. You can actually get the entire pod inside. and it cycles inside. You can hear the air cycling. I like that song. All right, Alex is like, all right, no time like the present, and he suits up, puts his helmet on, and pops out.
Alex, you sure the warden can't see us?
Well, he might have access to our PDTs. I know they always had that up in the control room, but then he'd have to be there to look at it to see it.
Okay, that's good to know.
Right. As you exit the pod, you can notice again the sort of disquieting creaks and moans of the station. A little more than the last time you were on board, and just seems to be making more weird noises than it had been before.
Could
Please give
you
me-
center me? Like, somehow it threw me into a random direction because there are 2 other tokens on this map of me. I just deleted them.
Oh, where are you looking right now? Like where you can see on the screen?
Where I deleted the tokens, it was by personnel airlock 21. There was Navarre was next to me. I just deleted 2 copies of a GD that were there.
21. Can you use your little pointer, hold X, and then right click where your token is looking right now?
Hold X.
Hold down the X button and then right click on the screen.
Yeah, it was in this area where I deleted my 2 tokens.
I'm just going to bring everyone back here. Can you see Alex?
Yeah, I can see me now.
I'm just going to move him out.
Okay.
Put you back. Can you see your character now?
Yep.
All right.
All
was
right,
like,
Alex,
We just got to go through the boom arm here, where the crushers are, and get to Wix from the lower side of the station. Well, from the front side, I guess.
okay. Let's proceed.
You first, Doc. So as you enter this area, the first thing you notice is there's a large echo as you step, coming from like the right. Like there's a large cavernous space beyond. This thing here looks to be like, you know what like a corkscrew looks like?
Okay.
It's like a giant corkscrew, like 20 meters across.
Oh, wow.
It's got big giant grinding gears and stuff on it. You can see like rubble from rocks and things from the asteroids it's crushed, sort of sitting around the ground with a little tunnel going to the right.
So this is where you guys used to work, Alex, is that correct?
Yep, this is the crusher. We used to suck in asteroids, pulverize them, and send the ore into the core, where they would refine it for whatever they could get. I guess it wasn't as profitable as dredging for plasma, because that seems to be the moneymaker here. Oh, I see.
I see. Huh.
So,
Okay.
it's over there. Is everyone still in the regular?
I
view?
got- No, I got sent to
All right.
airlock 21 again.
I teleported
Yeah.
everyone. Sorry.
I'm back at
Oh, yeah, with
21.
the chat. Nice.
Didn't realize it would do that.
Yep. Just head to right. Head down the long causeway there, Doc.
Oh, all the shadows are weird.
All right. Down here. Is that correct, Alex?
Yeah, just hang a left or next. Once you get past the office there.
Okay. What's in that office
That's where the controls are.
for the machine? This
Yeah.
big corkscrew.
You got it, Doc.
There's no spectator cam.
Oh,
They're disappearing into the shadows, and I can't see.
all right. 1 second. Can you see
Yep.
that?
Got it.
Yep, I
Thank
did
you.
it.
Andy, do you have control
Yeah,
of
I
that?
never lost it actually. Oh, it's attached actually, the spectator cam. I believe.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can move it. Never mind. I thought it was attached because it was near. Yeah, that's all right. I can move it along.
Okay.
I'm there
Go on.
too. I'm everywhere.
Let's go, Doc. Let's go.
Which way, Alex? There's a fork here.
Take a right. We're gonna go straight up towards the center of the station. As you're walking, you're like kicking around gravel and rocks from the pulverized asteroids. Kind of spooky down here. Now that we're not working, the thing's just sitting quiet. This thing was loud as heck.
I can imagine. Do you guys come to this level often? After things went to hell?
We live on this level.
Okay.
It's the one place on the station that Stykes and his androids don't usually come.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think he might be spooked by what's going down in the sticks. It's only one level below us in the large tower. Told you how
Okay.
like people have been going and disappearing down there. He's just
Yeah.
clear of that, and I guess we're close enough to it that he doesn't want to pay no mind.
Which way from here, Alex?
Just keep going. So as you're getting up this way, you're sort of hearing the echoes reverberate as if you're coming, closer to a wall or something up above or up ahead. Wrong way, Doc. This way.
Oh, okay. Coming back.
Oh, you see you're blocked by a corkscrew.
Okay.
Go, Doc.
Getting so sorry. It's quite heavy.
Yeah, man, you're carrying a lot of crap with you.
Yeah, it's I'm hoping to leave some of it with your compatriots.
I was gonna say, you look like one of them hoarders.
Yeah. Could you move my token for me? I'm getting some lag on my end.
All right. I'll go ahead and just move them both at the same time.
Okay.
So up here,
thanks.
you can see there's some more machinery that seems to connect the corkscrew to the walls at this juncture point. As you're getting closer, you swear you hear laughter coming, echoing down the hallway from behind you somewhere. All of a sudden, you see these red lights coming on the walls, and you hear like a warning siren. Nyeh, nyeh, nyeh. You see Alex's face goes white. He's like, "God damn it, run!" And he starts running this way.
From the laughter?
You don't know, but he just ran up and turned left away from you.
All right, I'm gonna do an athletics check and follow him.
Okay, go ahead and roll for agility.
I don't want to use a story point if I fail. But let's see what happens. That's mobility, right? Just a straight
Well,
agility.
you can't retro. I'm gonna have to say you're either gonna use it or you have to go with the roll.
What about so after even before I push?
Right.
Okay, well, I'll see. So it's a mobility roll?
Yep.
Okay. So that would be
Just left clicked on mobility.
okay. All right. Well, I'll go by that. I don't want to get stuck. I'll use my story point. So
Okay.
it's gone.
All right. So as you start running, you see all of these giant machines start to come to life, and the giant corkscrew starts turning. And it's like to the point where it's like when it swivels around, it contacts the wall. So like you have to keep running to stay ahead of it.
Oh shit!
Run, Doc, run! You hear from ahead of you.
I'm running, Alex. Oh god! I could see this going bad without the story point. Just die, crushed against the wall.
You can hear him running ahead of you. You're trying to catch up. In here, there's like these chains that are like look like chainsaw chains, but they're gigantic one versions of it. As you run further down this hallway of death and mayhem.
Be like one of those quick time events you fail in a video game. You just die.
All right. He says, "Duck under," and as you get up to this point, you kind of both kind of duck under the axle of this thing, and now you see another hallway of more corkscrew. I need you to do another
Another
agility
mobility.
roll. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Oh
no
no.
more story points for me. Come on.
Can you guys still see?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
All
What are
right.
you gonna do?
Did the
with
roll
that?
go through? God, I have such bad lag.
Yep, it went through.
Yeah.
What do you want to do for your extra success?
Oh, I got an extra success. Oh my gosh, I'm keeping it for the next one.
All right. Next time you have to run and not fall, you get an extra success.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right. And you guys are, dodging and weaving the rocks that are like being pelted around you. The sound is deafening. By the way, your stress goes up by 1 point.
Okay.
We're almost there, he yells.
Oh my god, Alex.
And as you get to the end here, the corkscrew behind you is just clicking at your heels as you manage to make it up to this platform that's like out of the way of it.
Oh god. Alex, what the hell was that? Why did that happen?
What did that happen? I'm here running with you. What do you think I am? A freaking prognosticator? No.
I don't know. Oh my god.
Someone turned the damn machine on. Someone must have been in the office.
Oh, I heard people laughing. Did you hear that?
Someone was laughing?
I heard people laughing, and then you just screamed, "Run!" You didn't hear that?
No, I saw
Was
the
it in my
alarm.
head?
I saw the alarm lights come on. I knew that meant that the thing was going to turn on.
Oh my god, is that all in my head? I don't know. I haven't run. Like I'm gonna pass out. I need to sit down for a second.
Yeah, this person in a big hulky spacesuit that's been steamed up from the inside from running. By the way, you feel very thirsty right now.
Want me to, how does that work?
If you have a food ration, I'll say that you can use
Nope.
it as a water ration.
I don't think I. Nope, I don't.
You don't have any rations?
No, I forgot to bring some.
Doc, you got anything to drink?
No, I told you I mentioned it in the armory to grab some, but you just scoffed it off.
Oh yeah, by the way, go ahead and make an air roll. I think we click on the little package looking thing, right? Next to the air.
Okay.
Everybody or just them?
Just them.
Okay.
Yeah. You sucked down some air, did Jerry? It already subtracted, I think. Should have
Okay.
5 now.
Oh man.
You see
Does
Alex.
it have to manually be turned on, Alex? Is it automated?
No, man, it ain't automated. That office we passed is where we turn it on and off, but it was locked up. I thought no one was in it. You thought you heard someone laughing?
Yeah, I could have sworn, Alex. I heard people laughing.
Well, I know for sure I ain't going back that way.
No, I will not be going that way either.
You see Alex pops his helmet open and he pulls out a cig and he puts it in his mouth.
Alex, no, the oh, I guess you guys have been living here, so it must be okay.
It's just as good as water, man. And he lights up.
Yeah.
So, all right, switching gears. Switching gears.
Hey.
I'm going to switch the scene, and we're going to see how Berger and Navarre are getting along. You guys were headed to which deck?
If we assuming there's not an airlock on C, I think we have to go in D to the visitors.
Yeah, I think it was an airlock on D.
Okay. All right. Sure, everyone has a thing that they can see. Preloading it. Does everyone see?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, that would have been closed. You are piloting the pod, Berger, correct?
Yep.
And you come back to the docking port where you originally took the EVA pod from. Looks familiar. You also see that, you just happen to notice, glance over at this airlock. You can see that it is in lock status. You can remember that your buddy Drebakowski had hastily ejected a creature out that airlock
Yeah.
and locked the door. You don't see any creatures, by the way, around.
Good.
All right. Do you have any successes stored for this sort of maneuver?
I've got a +1 to piloting for the next one.
Okay. You want to use your Comtech to... Well, actually, these doors don't look locked, so... You're just going to pilot in?
Yeah.
Okay. You hit the manuals inside the EVA, and the doors outside slide open.
And do you want a piloting roll?
Didn't you say you kept a success?
I've got a +1 to the next EVA piloting roll.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Add your +1. Roll. I keep forgetting they're not supposed to be automatic successes. They're just...
Some of them are, but the piloting ones.
Yeah.
That's another one, so I'll store another one for the next time.
Nice. Describe your actions.
So yeah, I radio or press the button on the pod to contact the door and get it to slide open, and then having gone through this process a couple of times now, I'm getting used to it. So very, very smoothly. Pilot the pod on in and bring it to a stop in the VIP bay. I mean, after closing the airlock behind us.
Doors closed. You notice that the inner airlock, after it's cycled, and I assume you're already out in the the bay?
I'm going to pilot it fully into the bay.
Okay. The inner door seems to be locked out.
Ah,
Sorry.
Should I hop out and hit the manual button on the door?
I might be able to do it from here. Can I try and do it from the pod?
Yeah, you can go ahead and try to do a ComTech. It's at a minus. You notice that there is an added encryption that wasn't there the last time you came through, and it's tough. It's a -2.
Okay, give it a shot.
Sweet.
Ooh, I would like to hide our tracks so that there's no like alert for this door opening. That's the
All right.
fun.
So you go ahead and open it, and you make sure that the system doesn't recognize that you've actually done it.
I don't like that this was encrypted. I think Stykes might have locked it.
Yes, I think this is this is a theme. We're probably going to see more access cut off as we proceed.
All right. You park it inside the bay.
Okay, inside the bay. If the room looks clear of monsters, then I'll exit the pod.
From your bubble, you don't see any movement or anything. It's still relatively dark, mostly just emergency lights.
All right, we gotta go upstairs.
Yes, lead the way. Navarre's eyes dart around at all the shadows in this room.
Can you give me an observation, Navarre?
Yes.
All right. Just as you're walking around and taking in the sights, just before you leave through the door there, you hear to your right a door.
As in a door opening.
You're too far away to really tell if it was opening or closing.
Without wanting to draw any attention, I think Navarre's just going to slip through the door and close it as quickly as he can on the way through, like without saying anything.
Gotcha. Okay. You both enter the chute.
And up we go.
Going up to deck C.
Yeah. Now remember, this is where we've got the what do you want to call it, hatchery. So be careful.
Keep your helmet on.
Yeah. And your gun drawn.
Gun. Where are we supposed to bring guns?
Never mind.
As you enter the chute, have any of you been in the chute before? Have you gone between deck?
Yeah, we were with this team the first time.
Okay.
Navarre has not, though.
Navarre has, yeah. So
Oh, I didn't know. Did Navarre actually come over to the station before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's just that again, the chute is a vertical shaft of the entire thing that's completely 0G. So it's like
Yes.
a bottomless pit above and below until you see the wreckage that's been stuck in the neck below this part.
That's right.
Just getting you over there. Okay, 1 second. Why is it doing that? It's weird. One second. Sorry, I'm just resizing token. All right, and we're good. Load. And you make it up to, let's see. Can everyone see?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
Right. You guys head into that lab.
Can't. Oh, there we go.
All right, you guys enter. It looks pretty much the same as before. You see that weird device that has the radiation levels that you can dial. You can see the glowing lights within still floating like fireflies.
All
To
right. So
auto
far,
dock,
so good.
and you see the devices and contraptions that you're pretty familiar with, Burger, along with that disc.
Okay, time to make the magic happen. We
Um,
might want to lock the doors.
are you going off of the journal that you had found here, or are you just going off your own knowledge?
Well, what's my sort of prognosis about what I can achieve with this?
So you are familiar, I'm guessing, since you've already mentioned it. It's not going to spoil anything, but
Yeah, I've already revealed that.
you are pretty well versed in manipulating Draconis to make copies of it and grow, cultures of it, and to make sure that it sticks to its intended programming, so that you can create a pure sample um, on your own. Like, you can do that. It just, for the amount of product you want to produce, it's probably going to take about a shift, like 6 to 8 hours for this process to work its way through, as once you begin it. That's with just your specific knowledge, not including anything that may be in the notes.
And if I sort of look through Webb's notes, have they made different recommendations that I wouldn't have thought of?
Okay. You see that in the notebook, there's actually notations from both Webb and Clerk. They seem to have collaborated. They show that they also have figured out a way to, um, replicate 26 Draconis in a pure form. But there's another section near the back of the book, and it seems to be mostly done by Webb, that shows that he's figured out a way to reprogram it to be a virus that has been weaponized, that can be weaponized to do ill effects to these creatures.
Mm-hmm. Would I take it that would be if I wanted to make both types of serum? Would that be an additional shift?
Well, to make any more conclusions from the notes, I need you to make an observation roll.
I'm going to use my breakthrough talent to also succeed on that.
All right. So what you can tell are these facts. The virus that they planned to create was fast acting and deadly to what they've quoted as the protohive and any creatures genetically bound to it. And you can see they note dead samples in petri dishes around the lab, and you look around and you can see like dead versions of these squiddy things that look to have been emaciated and dried out, that have been killed by versions of this weaponized virus. Webb and Clerk had not found a way to concentrate the pathogen and administer it to the protohive directly. Their notes end before that. But it also says that in order to perfect the virus, they still need a live proto-xenomorph is what they call it, to generate a living viral culture. So one of the living squiddy creatures.
Yeah. So I'd need a sample of that to create the virus. With what we've got, I can make the pure strain.
Yep.
Am I able
You
to
sure?
replicate the Cronus inoculation serum?
With its effectiveness from before, yes.
Okay. And can I try and work out what caused it to cellularly degenerate to the point where someone exploded?
That you think you would have to spend several days to work out.
Right.
Did you share any of this?
Yeah, I think I'm talking out loud. Right, so we've got a couple of routes that we could go down in terms of working with the strain. So with what we've got from the sample of the pilot blood, we should be able to replicate the inoculation serum as they had, but that's got some pretty big downside. We should be able to produce a pure strain of the Cronus DNA. But also, if we look at these notes, Webb and Clerk seem to have a theory that it could be used as a virus to attack the xenobiological life form. But in order to produce that, we'd need a live sample.
Interesting. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not too keen on capturing any of these monsters at this point. I'd be much more in favor of the other avenues.
Yeah, much as I'd like to, we haven't really had the opportunity, and it's just the two of us. So let's start work on making a copy of. I think we should make the inoculations.
I think you're right. I think even in its reduced effectiveness, it could be a, useful information for us to carry away in case anything does happen, rendering any of our information unusable. So yes, I agree.
I like your optimism of calling melting from the inside out reduced effectiveness.
Well, hey, you have to keep a certain degree of scientific disassociation from your subjects. I'm sure you understand, Professor.
Yeah, of course. Right, let's get to work.
All right, so just so I'm clear, you're working on the inoculations to protect yourself, not to replicate the pure strain, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I'll do what I can to try and work out what was causing the melting, but otherwise, try and replicate it.
So just so you're aware, and Berger would know this, you will have to spend a full shift developing the inoculations. You would have to spend another full shift if you want to come up with the pure strain production.
Would that be something like we could each work on, or is it, and just like a clarifying question, is it like we mentioned before where like we can start it, takes a little while now and we have to kind of wait, or we have to spend a full shift working?
So out of character, even in character, there's only enough equipment in MedLab to produce one or the other within a shift. Again, out of character, if you made, when you roll for this, it's going to require a roll. If you got an extra success or used, a story point, you could do it in half the time. So maybe 4 hours instead of 8. Then maybe you could do both in a shift. Well,
and we're expecting rescue after one shift, aren't we?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, within like the ship is supposed to be, arriving in within 2 hours. The shift.
So maybe we focus on one and try to hope that we can get some advantage to get it done quickly in time for the rescue.
Well, you won't get it done before the rescue. Shift is like 6 to 8 hours. The ship's going to be here in less than 2.
I'm in two minds about what we want to try and do. We want to try and prevent ourselves getting infected with the this alteration, like what happened to Lark. Or are we going to try and get the pure strain so we can get it off the station?
I feel like the pure strain is going to be much more valuable to us in the long run, scientifically speaking.
Yeah, that's what's going to make our names.
And
My
none
life's
of this
bleeding
has to
towards
do
this
with
moment.
and in your minds, you're not even contemplating dealing with the perfected, correct?
Yeah, not really.
No.
In Navarre's mind, he's like, we're going to do this and get the fuck out of here.
Okay. You decide to do which?
We've gone back and forth on it, but I think we're going to do the pure strain.
Okay.
Yes, agreed.
I'm going to say to start the process, you have to do a contact with, actually, since you're getting help and you have the notes, it'll be a +2.
All right. So can I get Navarre's assistance on that?
That's the +2. His
Oh,
help
that's the +2. Okay, cool.
in the notes. It's enough. All right. Describe your scientific process.
Yeah, so presumably we'll be like bickering back and forth, but going back and forth between the terminal, getting the sample from the blood from the pilot into one of those little spinny things that does medical stuff. Doing lots of science to things.
Spinny thing.
You know, when you put the little test tubes in and it spins and
It's a
that presumably-
centrifuge.
A little centrifuge. Yeah.
We use one of those. We use beakers, they bubble up. Science
Yes, there's lots of bubbling, and we're definitely wearing our appropriate safety gear.
Giant spacesuits. Are you wearing your suits while you do this?
Oh, yeah.
Would we get a penalty if we are?
No.
Yeah, I think we're wearing our suits.
Are you
Cumbersome
using
trying to work in
oxygen?
them gloves.
Have you all been on oxygen this whole time?
Yes.
Yeah, we're right next to the oxygen refill station, so sure. Do you want an air roll?
You do need to roll for oxygen, and if you do want to refill, you have to go into the room beyond.
Yeah.
Right. Navarre, you can tell that Berger has been working himself. He seems to be sucking down some oxygen. You can see the level on his suit go down a little bit.
Professor Berger, perhaps you should practice some slow breathing. I think you're getting a little excited here.
Perhaps you should shut up and pass me that test tube.
Navarre rolls his eyes again, hands it begrudgingly.
There we are.
Okay. You can see that the process has begun. You can see positive numbers from the machines, and the cycle begins. It says, it should be 6 to 7 hours before the final product is ready.
So this hunt for the pure strain, presumably, is the pure strain not what we've been using to make everything Draconis related for like Project Life Force and stuff? Is it different?
Well, you want in-game or out-of-game knowledge?
In-game, as in what does Heavenstrom know about what he's been using previously versus what he's trying to create now?
For what Berger knows, what you were working with came straight from some project that had to do with the Kronos. So you assume that it is the pure strain that you've been working with the whole time in your work elsewhere.
Okay. So I know, to a certain extent, the effects of that.
What you presume is that the proto-hive, as it's been called in the notes, there's been too much genetic drift as these things have mutated and created new things that it has diluted what would be considered the pure strain of 26 Draconis that created in the first place.
Okay.
All right. You guys gonna chill while this goes? And are you staying awake?
I mean, is there a point where we're just waiting for things to boil or like finish, or are we like working through the whole thing?
Well, most of the stuff once you get it situated is pretty automated, so
Great.
you
If
could
it's
just sort of
automated.
like let it run.
Right. So this should all be ready in a couple of hours. I've got a bit of an idea. If the cryo chambers are right next to us, if we cryo up and set a timer for when the process should be completed, then the aliens shouldn't be able to find us based on what we found out.
That's clever.
Yeah, that's a logical conclusion. One. So since we're all the way up here, and this is out of character, I guess, or trying to figure out with the professor. Has anyone from our group gone to Deck A? Because I thought that was like part of what they were noting before, was that there was some like system connection there between the daughter servers, and was that Deck A or was that somewhere else where it was like validating information?
That's what Luger and Drabikowski just recently observed when they went to the daughter servers, that one of the daughters had connected to something in Deck A to extrapolate more information.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if it's worth the time to go see if perhaps there's something else locked up there that we may want to access before we leave the station.
We could do. I think getting up to Deck A requires a spacewalk, for one thing.
Yep.
I don't like the idea of anyone coming in and stealing the samples either.
Could we attempt to lock it down from here, and just to protect? Because I think we'd probably want to do the same thing, even if we went into cryo, to make sure no one, Sykes doesn't slip in here or anything.
Yeah, you can always do a comtech to encrypt the lock on the door, and then set whatever your success is would be the level of encryption someone would have to roll to break it.
Yeah. All right, if you're happy to head up the station, spacewalk up there, then sure, we can go on a jaunt.
You won't hear me complaining about spacewalking. My knees don't hurt when I float.
Ah, is that the secret?
That is the secret. Lots of zero G as you get older. Keep that in mind, Professor.
So it's the plan.
All right.
Yeah, I think
If we've got
lock it
everything
down
organized-
Okay.
Yeah, let's lock it down. So get the automated process going and lock the metal up.
Yeah, are you our Comtech person? Because I have 0 in Comtech. That's going to be a rough one for Navarre.
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
Okay. Go ahead.
Right, come on out. Oh, that's not
Ooh.
right. Oh, for sure.
Oh man.
You do stress, but you manage to do it. How do you react while you're fumbling here?
So I'm like concentrating very hard on the little base pad on the front of the door. But Every couple of seconds, I'm looking left towards where I know the alien hatchery is, and back and forth and back and forth, and then finally it beeps and closes. Right, that should do it.
You
Right,
guys
let's
gonna-
get upstairs.
All right, let's do it.
All right, you guys head into the chute.
And, climb up
alright.
to B, I think. Unless we can climb up to the top, but I think we have to go outside to get to the 3D.
All right, so as you guys enter the chute and head, up, relatively speaking, it's gonna bring up the chute. Everyone see the
Yep.
map?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so you guys are leaving from here. Once you get up here, you can see that the chute terminates at basically an airlock.
In which case, rather than going out into operations, I guess we just get ourselves in that top airlock.
Yeah. Just proceed on through.
Okay, it's not locked. You can get the door open. Are you guys still fully suited, like helmets on?
Yep.
I should hope so.
All right. As you open the door to the airlock that's at the top of the chute, when you open the door, what you see falling out is sort of a little concerning. You see like bits of human feces and toilet paper and shredded garments just kind of fall out and start floating freeform in the chute below you.
Oh, charming.
Yes. That's not a good sign.
Do you proceed into the airlock?
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to avoid getting any of that on my, helmet or anything.
So as you do, the place inside looks like a complete mess. There's actually no gravity in there as well. So it almost looks like globules of human urine floating around inside as well. It almost looks like someone has been using this as like a toilet, basically, for a long time.
So I think someone must be up there.
Yeah, someone must be holed up, avoiding these monsters.
Since the incident. All right. Well, we can be nice and friendly.
So do you proceed?
Yeah.
Plus, I've got a gun.
Yes, I'm sure that will help.
All right. As you proceed to the other side of the airlock, you can see through a porthole that there's a large metal lattice sticking out from the top of the station with a ladder inside that leads up to what looks like a small, enclosed, pressurized observatory.
Right. Nice and steady. Let's get up.
Yeah, taking every precaution to be careful and, stay attached to that ladder and get up there.
Okay, and you close the door behind you. A bit of feces gets out and freezes in space and flies towards the black hole. As you make your way up the ladder inside this metal lattice, you finally approach the Astrometrics Observatory and the airlock door below it.
Attempt to open the airlock.
All right. You go ahead and open it. No feces this time. And
Cleaner in here. I think that's a positive.
you make
Yeah.
your way.
Something.
The airlock itself is clean. You make your way inside, close the door below you. There's a door above you to go into the station level proper, with but there's no porthole in that one. Do you proceed?
Yeah, gonna have to.
All right. Here we go. Let me know if you guys can see.
No.
Yep, I can see it.
All right. You enter what looks to be like a small, cramped, like workplace. It almost looks like an office, but it has windows on all four sides. But the windows are basically shuttered, and the viewports closed, except that occasionally the one above just sort of like cycles open and close as if like the shutter is stuck.
Right. And this is a chamber for collecting readings.
Using something to test.
Well, yeah. Let me go. I'll go onto this terminal and try and work out what this
Sean,
room is
Sean, I can't
doing.
see a thing with the observer.
Hold on.
Yeah, me either.
There we go.
How about that?
Yep.
Can everyone see?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So as you walk around to the panel, you see that there's sort of like a commemorative plaque on the wall that says that this astrometric observatory was donated by some, random Weyland-Yutani executive benefactor who's it's named for to do scientific research here at the edge of the black hole.
Well, that's interesting. So it was an addition to the prison once they worked out that the lights were of interest.
Space inside isn't all that big. It's only like 5 meters square, so 15 by 15 feet. There's a button on the panel that says clear error. Would you like to hit it?
Yeah.
Okay. When you hit it, the cycling panel outside stays open, and all the other panels open to reveal a 360 view of space. You can see the black hole. You can see these ambient energy collectors and radio antennas and things sticking out. And you also notice something else. All right, let's see. Oh, with so many handouts to get lost. Okay. Yeah. When the shutters opened, you didn't notice it before, but it seems to be on the windows. There's a paint that, is sort of like a neon paint that is affected by the light coming in, and you can see it, where it was normally hidden. And this is the scene that you see.
What the hell? Professor, does any of this make any sense to you?
Well,
And-
the bits in English.
Yeah, I see some English. Do we recognize these other symbols?
All right. I don't believe either of you recognize the weird symbols, but some of it looks to have been partially translated. Some of it in English, some of it looks to be in German. Part of it looks like it was translated to say, humankind must be obliterated. And in another section, there's a translation that looks to say, do not allow perfection. And then there's a part in German. If one of you
My
wants
name's
to...
Birger Hedenstrom. Do I have any German? Do I know German?
Sure, we'll say that you have some relatives that spoke and written in German that you had seen. That seems to be translated to say in a question, like there's a question mark after it, border bombers.
So this bit here is wondering if it's related to the border bombers. But I don't recognize any of the strange symbols. I wonder if Ironfish is. I mean, we know it's about picking up signals. I wonder if they've actually intercepted alien communiques.
Yes, I think that's a logical conclusion. But why the multiple language translations? This seems almost like the ravings of a madman, or I don't know. It just does not seem like a entirely scientific process going on here.
It's the ravings of someone that's bilingual, but yeah, it doesn't look.
Yes, I said a madman.
Imagine speaking more than one language.
So as you're looking at this window, these windows and the writings with the paint, the phosphorescent paint, you feel your feet shaking a little, and the equipment inside the where you're standing is like starting to shudder. You can feel like vibrations. You can feel see the glass, like the paint shimmer as the glass shakes, and you see a giant shadow forming, coming over the top of the station where you are. And as you look out and above you, you see I'm not sure if you know exactly what you're looking at, but it looks to be like an enormous ship in the shape of a Christmas ornament, flying slowly and coming into rest above the station.
Like a kind of bauble.
It's like a big round ball with spikes coming out of the front end of it. And it's enormous.
I think that might be our ticket out of here.
Yes, I think that's our rescue.
But that's quite a ship.
And actually, I think, even though we got a little time left, that would probably be the end of Act 2.
Ah.
Dun, dun, dun.
You guys want to call it?
Sure.
I mean, I'm happy to go around, but whatever's.
Man,
Yeah, I'm still good till
fine.
1.
I'm still good too.
I just like ending and like pivotal cliffhangers.
Yes,
Yeah,
I feel
I
like a big dramatic
also-
ship blocking out the sun is a pretty good dramatic ending.
Yeah, I think we'll end
Also
it.
gives you a chance to prep too.
Yeah.
And no one died, so why don't we end it there?
Yeah.
All right. That's the end of Act 2, guys.
Man, I'm loving this art. Is that like the same image like superimposed in the back there that we've seen on like the splash screen?
Yeah, I made that in Photoshop too.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a blasting in the back, the splash screen black hole picture.
Wow.
All the handouts are really rad.
Thanks.
Yeah, they're super cool.
So yeah, if you want, we can do a live story point give out right now if you want.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Or
I need them.
I typically like to just do it in the background so no one feels bad if they don't get them. but that's up to you guys.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't mind.
No hard feelings. That's
All right. So for Act 2, let me get my little notes here. All right, those who did definitely get them. Luger.
That is the first for me ever in a cinematic.
Go. Ijiri.
Nice.
And a crossover from Lark to Navarre. Navarre. Mostly Lark.
Nice. Yeah.
And I think let me just read some of these. Burger, yes, at the last minute you get it.
yeah, really hurrying to get to that middle.
And I think that's it for Act 2.
Yeah, my thing was weird. Not quite sure how I could achieve that.
That was normally what I have. Is like, this is impossible to achieve.
Yeah, yours is a little vague and weird, which I'm sorry. It's unfortunate, but I don't. Anything that came through Act 2 really helped you to get the story point for it. But you have one act to go.
Let me see our Act 3 agendas.
Sure. Why don't we do that now so I can hear your gifts and gaffs? Are you guys enjoying this so far?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is so
Very, very interested to see how this ends.
All right. Start with Ijiri. No. No. Drabakowski. Go ahead and give you your Act 3. Make sure I don't click the wrong person. Let's see. All right, Drabakowski. I guess I'll put it in your character sheet so you don't have to search around for it. Drabakowski. Can you see your act now?
Yep.
All right, next up. Jury, I'm going to put yours in to your
Okay.
agenda.
Oh boy.
Haha. With your permission.
Does yours say
Sure.
kill Luger?
Kill Luger.
Immediately.
That's just it.
Still crazy.
2 words. That's it. I'm alone with
Now
you.
that one is achievable.
Yes.
Gaijin, do you see yours?
Yeah, I see mine. Cool.
All right. Next is Luger. Let's see how impossible yours is.
Probably.
Single-handedly, with a knife, take on the Xenomorph heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Armed with only a toothbrush. Destroy.
And a plastic spoon.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, Luger, your Act 3 should be in your thing.
Okay.
It's doable. I mean, it's not totally impossible. Is what I
No.
mean by that.
Yeah.
Not easy by any means. All right, Navarre. Missions. Navarre. Can you see Navarre's?
Yes, I can.
All right, cool. And last but not least, our favorite humanitarian burger. Have you guys enjoyed your characters? At least the ones that still have.
I have.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I've never played such a joke.
I miss Lark a little bit.
I miss
too.
Lark and her doll.
I know, right? It was such a good signature item.
Where did the comments hurt you?
That was pretty damn good.
And at the end, when she was going nuts and threw the doll.
Yeah.
That was excellent roleplay.
Yeah, Navarre's a little harder to put on and figure out, but I'll get there.
Yeah, your roleplay is always top notch, Ella. I gotta say that.
Oh, thanks.
Definitely.
All right, Burger, do you see yours?
I do. Okay.
It says drink it.
Drink
Just
the
it.
floating urine.
Oh no.
All right, everyone got theirs. That's what you
Yep.
look to, the final act. Get those story points.
So looking ahead, 2 weeks from now, from today is Easter.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody's like, we don't have any plans, so I'm available, but I just wasn't sure if others would be available on that day.
I do not have plans.
I'm pretty
I'm
available.
free.
There's no Easter in Japan.
A great excuse. That's awesome.
How about you, Andy?
I'm not religious, man, so I'm always available on religious holidays.
So, yep, I guess we're good then. Everyone's good for Easter, right?
Heck yeah, a little horror on Easter.
Nice.
I mean, it is the egg holiday, so what better way to celebrate than playing Alien?
Oh yeah.
Talk about transformations, right? Transmography.
Yeah.
Like,
Different kind of resurrection.
go into a cocoon and come out changed.
Can you
Yeah.
change the black hole stuff to be more of pastel colors instead of this red?
It'll be a vibrant pink the next time you see it.
Yeah, and let's have
Pink and purple swirls.
just have Easter eggs on the map that we have to find. That'd be
Oh,
cool.
Here.
wait, I got a picture of an Easter bunny getting attacked by a facehugger.
Here, and I'll play this randomly, for the resurrection.
Well, it is purple. It's not quite
One
pastel.
mistake. One mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, going into an egg. Do it in reverse.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Oh, yeah.
You bit the chocolate bunny, It was the chocolate.
I think there's something wrong with your egg.
All right, cool. By the way, so if you get a chance, can you just mark your attendance?
Already
New one.
done.
Yeah, do that now.
And I don't know if any of you want to do who do another glorious, do any live while we're here.